Mister, you tapped it with PPhilms. What's the word, man?
What's going on, my boy? How you?
I'm chilling. I'm great. This is one of the interviews so many people have been asking for. I know I took some time. I wanted to get some research. I wanted to know what I was talking about, because obviously when you have certain people coming to sit down, you want to give them that respect, that you know their story, and you're willing to give full attention to everything they've been through. So how you been, my guy?
I've been coolin', bro. I've been blessed, staying out the way, counting my blessings.
Absolutely. I see you doing a lot. You shaking things up, man. You doing a lot of positive things. We're going to get into all that. But first, the way I run my interviews, we start from the beginning of someone's life all the way up until where they are now. So, there will be personal questions, but it's only to get the people that know Mr. Respect what he's doing to get a better understanding of who he is. All right? All right, man. Let's get into it. So you're from Brooklyn, do y'all consider, I know some people say they from Brownsville, some people say I'm from Marcus Garvey. How would you identify where you're from?
I'm from Brownsville.
Yeah.
Particularly, I'm from Garvey.
Yeah.
I'm from Garvey, the side blocks.
Okay. Gotcha. Something I had a question on based on your upbringing. In our last interview, well, when you sat down with Nino, you basically said you kind of took to the streets because you didn't really have a lot of family support or something like that. So I guess kind of get into that. What was the dynamic growing up? What was your family dynamic like?
So I know I had a lot of family support.
Okay.
It was just like me growing up, like my friends, like we build the things that we was missing in our household. Is like we gave each other that.
Okay.
For me, in that aspect, so we all understood each other.
Gotcha. What were some things you felt like you were missing in the household that your friends kind of, I guess, made up for?
I feel like in the household, I say I was missing, like, my voice. In a way, I'm not gonna say because I was a child, like whatever, but I feel like my friends, we all heard each other out. We all acted off of each other's ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Support, our support system was crazy. Like,
yeah,
we had bros. Parents wasn't coming to their games, but we was mobbing to them games. You feel me? Like, we showed that support. So it was stuff like that. Like, I say that.
Gotcha.
Me per se.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have any siblings or?
Yeah, I have siblings.
Older, younger?
I have an older brother, and I have a bunch of younger little sisters. And
Gotcha. Gotcha. What is it like, I guess, because I feel like I have one younger brother, but it's like he doesn't live with me. But you growing up, being that older brother, having younger siblings under you, like, what is that like?
Like, so majority, like, I lived with my mom's. So my mom's only got 3 kids. I got an older brother and a younger sister. Growing up with them, I was always like that. Like, my brother, he's my older brother, of course, but I'm Mr. Like, this is my, I'm the father figure in the crib, you heard?
Gotcha.
So, my pops, I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
So a lot of my little brothers and sisters, like, I got 2 younger sisters that's probably like a year or 2 younger than me. Yeah. But everything else after them 2, they young. The oldest will probably be like 10 right now. Okay. And then the rest of them is like single age.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So when you were younger, what are some things you was into? Like before even all the street stuff comes, like, what is Mr. into? What is he doing as a kid?
When I was young growing up, I was into church heavy.
Really?
Like, I'm into music, I'm into sports, football, basketball, you name it. I was just wild creative, bro, being young. Like, anything, we made something out of nothing, literally, like, on a block, whether we didn't have a basketball hoop up or we playing in the garbage. For me, we had lots in our hood. So we didn't have football fields to go to. We turning a regular lot that got glass and shit like that to our football field. We turned, for me, might have some chairs or something like that. We might have church outside. For me, we was doing a lot. So I was just sitting a lot. I was wild creative, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up. Are you still religious or go to church? What's your Christianity?
Yeah, I'm Christian Baptist to be exact.
Gotcha. Okay. Have you ever been baptized?
Yeah, I got baptized 3 times.
Wait, how do you get baptized 3 times? Talk to me.
So my first time initially getting baptized, that was me for me.
Yeah.
The year of 2004 or 5 on New Year's Day, my grandma's church.
Yeah.
She everybody, like the pastor, God bless his soul. He baptized everybody in the church. Like he did everybody like.
Gotcha.
So we all got baptized again. That was my second time. And I think I only got baptized twice. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Do you are you heavy into things like reading and praying and all that?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm heavy on it now.
Yeah.
I do my weekly reads.
Yeah.
Guarantee out the week I probably read 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
I usually normally read every day, but I be having a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I just normally out of the week I read 3 times. I pray every day.
Gotcha. All right. Bet. So now I guess let's get into, you start getting older. You know, when does kind of getting into the streets, what age would you say you start getting into the streets?
I'ma say like literally into the streets, I'ma say 15, 16 of age. That would be around like 2007, 8, where I could say like me breaking day, me really like with my friends, we going over this party, might run into groups of people, individuals and stuff like that. I say like around those times. Gotcha.
And obviously we all know the story, so at that point you're partying. Yeah. You're obviously partying with some people who became CHOO, people who became WOOO. Everybody's partying right now, right? All right, cool. So we all know that now you and Chaos cool and all that, but y'all was cool before too, right? Back in the days or not?
But we was cool. Yeah. And I'm not gonna say like we was like cool like seeing back in the time around let's just say 08, 09 and all that. Yeah. It was like the hood is one now, but it was always divided. Like you had certain people over here, like for instance, we had that's Hood Starz over here, you got that's Fresh ENT over here. Yeah. You know, you had bits and pieces of we all Garvey, but we had different cliques. Absolutely. So around this time, it wasn't like no beef, but it was always like animosity, like young kids, like after school, we from over here, I'm from over here. But as we started getting a little older, certain of bros from the hood, like the Fresh ENT bros, whatever, they started with K on them. They was but us Hood Starz, we was never like that with them. Yeah. Right? They was because they had their little alliance, because we wasn't never really like that with Fresh ENT. Gotcha. I remember I had K out here and he was telling me that like originally it started off, it was Fresh ENT and BFG. I think BFG. Yeah. That's so how things kind of started. They was like our rivals at that time. Like those was Hood Starz rivals at that time. It was like more so nothing but fighting and music. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't, you feel me? Go ahead. Okay.
So the way he explained it kind of was over like girls and like he say, she say, little bits of things like that, little back and forth.
It was a bunch of mixture of wild different things. It was like, it wasn't, you can't really pinpoint what started. Yeah. Like, it goes from, because I could sit here and say, they didn't exist to me until Coach. Like, okay. Coach went to school with them.
So you didn't go to school with them?
Nah, I went to 183.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so coach went to school with them.
Yeah, so I could, like, me and a lot of, like, the original Hood Starz bros, for me, I can't even say Hood Starz because I haven't, like, all that was going on before it was Hood Starz. So
Yeah.
when we was young, they just went to school with bro, and bro used to always have to fight every day after school.
Yeah.
So bro coming back from school all the time, coming over here talking about he got jumped, chased, whatever by from over there. We admins from the hood. We not just school bros. We admins for me. So we goes after school like, what's going on? So it always became like that.
Gotcha.
It was like fighting animosity from young.
Okay. So now, y'all go up to the school. Could you remember some of the guys like that you would see, or I mean, if you want to, like some of the guys you would see,
Like on their side?
Yeah, when you would go up to the school, or are they like kind of not really known anymore?
K.I. was definitely outside. He was out there. He was always out there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna mention that.
No, I have to say this. I have to say this. Everybody wants me to ask about the fight that you had with K.I. Yeah. And I'm gonna ask you two things. Did you fight K.I. first, or did Coach fight K.I. first?
Coach fought K.I. first.
Who won that fight?
Nobody.
You can't do that, mister. You can't do that.
I'm not even being biased.
Yeah.
Nobody won, bro. It was a white fight.
Okay. And then shortly after that fight, you got it on with K.I.
Yeah.
Who won that fight?
Come on, man. I'm gonna just say this. I ain't lose, you heard?
Okay.
I let him speak for himself, but I ain't lose.
Yeah. I think he said you caught him with a good shot. I think he said either Coach or you. I think it was you, though.
Yeah,
you caught him with
he always say that. He always give me my flowers and
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good from like how that fight happened.
Yeah. From your perspective.
From my perspective, when Coach and K.I. was fighting, I have a like a family relative from over there, whatever. He's like heavy on Woo time for me. So
yeah,
we normally see him like every third week of a month type shit. Like we don't see him all the time when he do come on our side. But K.I. and Coach fighting, so I'm yelling, yo, Coach, like, whoop his ass. My cousin is yelling like, yo,
K.I.
Yo, K.I. Coach, you feel me?
Yeah.
But mind you, like I said, like anytime that bro was ever on our side, he quiet. So now that he's like argumentative like with me, it's like, oh, bro, you showing off? Who you showing off for, bro? So me and him is arguing now. So as me and him arguing, I just know Coach and Chaos fighting over here, like they just grabbing each other, taking each other up top. They not really swinging. It's a boring fight.
Yeah.
For me, so so I'm getting mad. Me and him arguing, so he's taking off his chain because now it's like he ready to get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so as I'm about to fight him, K.I. runs from his fight with Coach to come fight for him.
Yeah.
So when K.I. came to come fight, whatever, I just took K.I. up.
Yeah. People might not know, people might not see it, but you pretty fit. You got size on you. You know what I'm saying? Have you always been that size? Were you always working out when you was younger and all that?
Nah, we played football, bro. So
okay.
Like,
so you was used to the aggression already.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could just say like I never was like how I am now. I always was like a skinny. Like,
okay.
But we was just hands on.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. So then you go from the care of time.
Me and K.I. get into a little situation, whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, Bleezy popped on me. Like as me and K.I., I'm getting with K.I., whatever. Bleezy from their side, he punched me in my back.
Yeah.
God bless Pop's soul. As I'm fighting K.I., I'm like, yo, Pop, y'all gonna let this jump me? Y'all gonna let them jump me?
Yeah.
Whatever. Some other shit transpired. One of the bros got sat down by one of their mans and all that. Yeah.
Gotcha. We can't get into that or...
Who, what, like...
Yeah.
We gonna say that for...
I feel like K.I. said it in his interview, but I can't remember. But...
Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna play, like, free bro, he know...
What happened? Oh, was it Coach?
Nah, hell no. Nah, coach ain't get sat down.
Okay. Damn, I'm trying to think who he said. Oh, man. Damn, nah.
If you say
Yeah.
whatever, but I ain't gonna just throw bro out there like that.
He said it in his interview though. K.I. said it in his interview though.
I gotta
right?
see it again. I don't know.
I think he said something like that. He said something. He said Dougie was there, right?
Yeah.
Dougie came.
I put it like this. I believe Dougie did some coward shit. Dougie.
Okay.
Free Dougie. Dougie sidelined one of the bros.
Okay.
And sat one of the bros down.
Gotcha.
Like not knocked him out, but just sat him on his.
Gotcha. Do I know the person or? Okay. All right. Well, maybe I know him.
Yeah, maybe you probably heard of him, but.
Gotcha. I bet.
Matter of fact, you probably did heard him. Coach shot him out in the song. That's bro though, free bro.
You know what? I'll ask off camera. All right, boom. So K.I., I'm sorry, man. You lost that fight. No, I'm playing. So, all right, boom. Now, this is a situation everybody wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how was the relationship with him and K.I.? This and that. Boom, boom, boom. The coach situation. All right, cool. Moving from that. How'd you meet Coach?
I knew Coach since a baby, bro. Like,
yeah.
His mom, his father, no, my mom, my father, like, it's like that. Like, I'm a year older than Coach, so I knew Coach when he was young. He didn't speak no English.
Yeah.
I saw the transformation and everything. You feel me? Like, we like family. We not blood related, but we like family.
Yeah. You know, what people don't know is he's Hispanic, right? Mm-hmm. Are you Hispanic as well or no?
Nah.
Okay. Gotcha. To even, like, no one would expect that, you know, for him to be Hispanic and everything. Now, y'all meet, kind of grow up with one another. What is the extent of the relationship? Like, are you kind of like in his home, he's in your home a lot? What is that like?
Growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, I'm talking about weekends at his crib. He at my grandma's crib. Yeah. Like, bro, I probably right now, still to this day, probably got a sweater of his, old pair of Pradas that, like, I'm talking about, he practically live in my crib.
Yeah.
Wow. Just as well I practically live in his crib.
Gotcha.
Like, his mom's, God bless his family, father. So, like, we family, like, for me, like, where it's like, we done shared same plates, bowls, and shit like that. Like.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure if this is I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong with this. Does his father pass? Are y'all old enough to realize when his father passes away, or y'all was way too young? That happened before.
I don't think Coach was even born when his passed away. He was still in the womb.
Oh wow! In his mother's stomach and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was a baby.
Gotcha. Okay, boom. So y'all get older. The neighborhood, there's a lot of Crips in the neighborhood. Mm. You turn GD. Around what age does that take place?
When we turn GD?
Yeah.
What? 15?
Yeah.
15, 16, around that time? Like, 2008?
I always ask this. Like, was it half and half? Was the neighborhood like separate, half and half? Like there's some Crips, there's some GDs? Because I always...
Around the time when we turned?
Yeah.
Around the time when we turned, like, my hood was nothing but Crips, bro. Like, you had older bros that's from my hood that was GD. Like, how Garvey is...
Yeah.
To me, is one. Garvey is one to me. Mm-hmm. But Livonia separate, like, sides.
Yeah.
So... On this side of Livonia, like Dumont side of Livonia, is majority Crip. On Riverdale side of Garvey is a mixture of wild different. You got Crips, you got GDs, you got a few Bloods. Feel me? So, but majority in Garvey as a whole is looked at as at this time was Crip.
Gotcha. Okay. Because you say a lot of it was Crip, this is something I always ask, like, I always ask this question: why turn GD if like the majority of the neighborhood is Crip?
I'm speaking on I'm gonna keep it on I only can speak for myself. I turned GD. One, I was a follower.
Okay.
Right? I'm gonna say I was a follower. I followed my friends' decisions. That was one. Two, I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be like everybody else. Like being like me seeing and growing up around a bunch of Crips, it made me not like it. Like not saying that I don't like them, but being around this all the time and everything is Crip this, Crip that, whatever. For me, just as well when I went to jail and I was around a bunch of blood, it just showed me why I would never want to be blood. For me, so it's like being home, just like, oh damn, like, cause shout out to my uncle Act Right. He's super Crip. I didn't like. I just feel like nah, I gotta be different. You feel me?
Gotcha.
I just wanted to be different, like.
Yeah. But is it like? Did you see like?
And another control of like, I have older bros that I looked up to. That's from my hood. That's GD. Yeah. So it's like, it's not too many people over here jacking this. I'm just, feel me?
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Was anybody upset with you? Like even like your uncle? Come on.
Oh yeah, I got my uncle, Free Ziggy Zah.
Yeah.
A bunch of, you know how many people I heard it from? Like, oh, well, y'all supposed to be Crip. Y'all supposed to be. Yeah. You say that shit all the time, like, but we paved our own way, like. We made our own decisions. Like we ain't follow the leader. We created our own paths. We ain't live off nobody's name or rank in a situation. We did it because if we would have been Crip, 9 out of 10, like, of course we'd have had our own identity, but we'd have been under somebody else's identity. Everybody from our side damn near is related to somebody that's Crip. Yeah.
Y'all probably wouldn't be beefing with a lot of, well, at that time. Yeah. I wonder, would there be issues with both sides?
It probably be issues behind other different things. Yeah. Rather than what it is at like now.
Gotcha. What is the birth of Hood Starz? Why Hood Starz? Why the American flag? Like, what, as much as you can answer, obviously.
I'm going to just say this. Right? Like, Hood Starz, even though, like, when it comes down to Hood Starz, like, my name would be mentioned. It's bros that names wouldn't be mentioned that's the birth of Hood Starz and shit like that. You feel me? So it's like, they created it today, I turned it the next day. So if they created it Monday, I turned it Tuesday. Yeah. Right? But it's like, the reason being why is like we all is talented, bro. We all was basketball, football, like that. Like we all had our different talents. We got rappers, we got that know how to draw. We had wild different talent in the hood. So,
a bunch of stars.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just all formed that, like.
Gotcha. Why the American flag?
The American flag?
I'm not sure if Nino answered it, but it's
I ain't gonna front that we inherit that from the guys from the line, from Brooklyn.
Okay. Oh yes, yeah. Nino did say that. Yeah. The American flag, yeah. It's crazy. I think he was saying something like some guys wore Adidas, some guys wore
yeah, that came later down the line.
Okay. Gotcha. Now I guess when does it become like intense where it's like, cause first it's just fighting, you know what I'm saying? But then obviously things escalate, but when do you start seeing like, all right, this is serious now, this is real, like this?
I started seeing that it was serious when, like I said, like around the Hood Starz, BFG, Fresh ENT, and them days, like I said, it was subsets. It was, doing their own thing. I started seeing that it was real when the subsets started getting faded. Yeah. And you either was Hood Starz or Wave Gang from whatever side.
Yeah. At those times, was it situations like people pulling up, like kind of like, if you from the area, you that. We don't care,
Yeah. We started that era.
Yeah. Was those, like keep it real, because most people, everybody's like obviously very tough and they not backing down, but what was it like leaving your crib, or what like how much on guard did y'all have to be? You feel me?
I'm so much of a real bro. I was a scary at that time, bro. You heard? Like, leaving like I said, my grandmoms always lived since a kid on the side blocks. So I had the experience from being like a side block kid and then a kid from Garvey.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the ratio of Garvey and the side blocks is from, if you from the hood, you would know, from Rockaway Avenue to Sutter and Rutland.
Yeah.
You feel me? The in-between stop of that is Saratoga. So all between that is like areas that I was familiar with. So
yeah.
At these times when it started becoming jumping beef and stuff like that, being by yourself, it was hard. Like you gotta be on some type of time being by yourself, bro. Because at this time, is no matter where you can walk left, walk right, you're gonna have a group at least of 3 to 7, 8 people. For me, being there, especially on a nice day outside.
Yeah.
So you never know who you bumping into.
Yeah, and y'all live like only a few blocks away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was shocked when I came there to see how close y'all were. Like, I was like, yo, son, how do you go get a bacon, egg, and cheese? How do you go get anything from the store? Everything is so close. Y'all live in such close proximity. Y'all almost bound to either get jumped, run into one another. So have you ever been in a situation where you were outnumbered by yourself or something like that?
Nah. The only situation that come to mind, and this is just me being a real bro, because a lot of niggas wouldn't tell you times where they did some coward.
Yeah.
They'll just tell you all the times that they put on, you heard?
Yeah.
For me, I got more times that I actually put on than I had the coward. So it's like I remember one time, me, God bless my son, so Pop, we was coming from school. Mind you, at this time, high school, bro, no matter how much we been in the gym, doing whatever we doing, playing football, it's like we never grew. Well, me, per se.
Yeah.
So, I was little, bro. For me, I probably, at this time when I got locked up, this is 2010 and I got locked up.
Yeah.
I got probably like 114 pounds, bro.
Damn. And you on Rikers?
Yeah. But this is before Rikers, I'm just saying.
Okay.
So we just came from high school. We on a train. We got two females with us. So we lit. We come with the train. I'm so much enjoying life right now that I'm not worrying about nobody else on this train. I'm just worried about us 4.
Yeah.
When we get off the train, off Southern Rutland, we about to walk. A nigga just run down. What's up? What's good? This nigga here at this time. This some for me from KI and them, so that's my name, Shaq. Shout out to Shaq. He runs that. He's a big boy. Yeah. Him and God bless my son Oxo, they like the biggest 2. And like
on each side.
On each side.
They got Shaq, y'all got Ock.
We got Ock. You know? Right. So boom, he runs down on board. What's up? Look, the first thing that I do, I'm shook. I'm keeping it being. I'm shook because like we run into Shaq. At this time, it's like don't run into him. What type of you heard? We run into him. He, what's up? What's good? I fake cover up.
Yeah.
Pop fake do the same. Whatever. When he went to go swing, I had a little space to fake run.
Yeah.
I fake runs.
Yeah.
For me, I see that he fake beating up Pop. You heard? I'm like, nah, I can't leave, bro. You heard? I gotta get something off over, bro. I come, as I about to pull up, it's like he went to go like try to attack me and Pop fake got up out of there. And me and Pop done got out of there. But I like how I look at it, just being calling a spade. I did some I ran on, bro. Whatever, you feel me? And I didn't perform. But something I told myself from that day, like that moment, ain't nobody had to tell me like, oh, mister, you did some I like Me and Pop never even had that conversation for me, like, oh, boy, you did something, whatever, whatever. You heard? I just knew as a man what I had to do from this day forward. Like, if this is what I'm on, I'm gonna be this 100%. And from that day on, I just been 100. Like, by myself, with for me, whatever it is. You heard?
From that day, let's say other situations, how did you, the way you handled it that day to where you handle in the future, how did you handle the situations? It's something that you can talk about that's not too far.
I don't know, bro. All right,
I'll be direct. Have you been in a situation where it's just like, all right, somebody's coming up to me, I'm not the aggressor, but you want to come up to me, now I'm going to handle you that way. Have you been in that situation?
Numerous times.
Yeah.
I done been in it. I want to say this, matter of fact. This is a jail story.
Yeah.
This is a jail story. If I'm lying, Ben from K.I.M. side, he could vouch.
Yeah.
I got tickets, I got infractions and all that for this, so I got charged with this already.
Yeah.
Boom. We in court, or whatever. So I'm chilling, minding my business. So we got caught. Once everybody from court come in the pen, whatever, I check around, I know, select a few people, I put my stuff up, I go to sleep. When I wake up, I hear a conversation being had where it's like for me, basically the conversation about the CHOOs and the WOOs and Crips and folks and shit like that, whatever. Yeah. When I went to sleep, I already asked damn near everybody, like, if they banging, whatever. For me, one person, he was like, he was Crip. For like I said, it's not lit with the folks and the Crips, like, as a whole. You feel me? So, oh, we from over there? I bet. Cool. Like I said, I'm so comfortable I go to sleep. You heard? When I wake up, the conversation that they having is what's going on. So, son just started running his mouth like, hey, what you think I'm locked up for? Like, I'm locked up for a grip, whatever I have for trying to go over there. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm looking, mind you, he probably don't understand who he in the pen with. Yeah. You know, so I'm just letting him talk. Whatever. So I had some drugs and shit, I'm rolling up. They bring Ben. Ben was enhanced restraint at this time, so me and Ben, which is a conversation for me another time, we already had like some type of run-ins and mutual respects at this time. Yeah. So even though he had op, we had that mutual respect, whatever. Okay. So me and him, we talking, whatever. He's in another pen.
Why did you have that mutual respect for him? Was it? Yeah.
Because like every time we ran into each other, we kept that same energy. Gotcha. Like when it was that, it was that. Yeah. For me, it never was a time where he ran into me or I ran into him and he copped it or I copped it. I know that if it was that, it was that. Gotcha. But before it was beef, we was actually cool. Like we was in jail together. Like his cell was like 28, mine was like 29, and we just chopping it all night and all that. Like okay, we had some, but when it was that, it was that. Okay. Then it just got to a point where it's like, all right, how much times I'm gonna keep running into you and we gonna get it? Yeah. When after we get it, he'd tell me like, yo, which are my bros that he running into that's copped it, that's not on that, and I'm doing the same thing. Yeah. So it's like, when you got that type of view of like, oh damn, this person running into you, this person running into you, and only damn near me the one that's applying pressure. Yeah. It comes like tiring, you heard? Absolutely. Absolutely. I get it. All right, back to the... Yeah. Boom, I'm chopping it up with Bam. I'm asking Bam, like, you want to smoke it? Like, yeah, For me, so we smoking, ooh. So I'm like, yo. And now that I'm high and I see that son is at ease, you heard? I asked Bam, like, yo, I just skipped past a whole bunch of, but I asked Bam, like, yo, you want to see me, like, shoot this, you heard? Mm-hmm. Bam said, yeah, but he didn't know what I asked him after everything for me happened. But he said, yeah, he confirmed it, like, yeah. So I bet. Boom, I back, for me, my scalp out. So, son that I performed on, he's sitting down on the bench, like, chilling, but he's like this, like, with his head on a gate like this, his face open like this, just chilling. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know what? Let me walk close to him. Let me see how comfortable he is, if he gonna move back, if he gonna, whatever, look, do anything. So when I walk, and I get wild close to him, like I'm faking like I'm looking out the gate, he's not even bulging to move. Like I don't care who you is. We in jail. I don't want nobody to get that close to me. You feel me? I'm a automatic elbow. Back up for me, bro. You heard? He don't do none of that. Like, he just peek. I'm like, oh yeah, he's comfortable for my double back. Cause now I'm trying to see like what type of clean shot I'm gonna get. Long story short, I wows him up. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I only does that because he was just talking like, and hold on too, he's my age. Yeah. I don't usually, he's that young, he's that younger than me, I don't really pay them no mind. Younger bros or younger ops, you heard? I don't really, but my age that's heavy, like, oh yeah. That's like, I can't really explain it, bro, but yeah, someone's just talking wild crazy, like, oh yeah, he beefing with this person, that person, he's not even understanding who he in the cage with.
He's saying he's beefing with Choos and all that?
Yeah, like basically saying he got locked up for spinning
on a Choo. Yeah. But my thing is like, at that point you're known, right? Yeah. So if he didn't recognize you, then it's kind of like how you don't know Mista, you feel me? But you saying you into it with Choos.
The crazy part is, before I shot him, he actually was talking. He knew that I was folk. He knew whatever, because he was telling me like, oh, basically he lived in the hood. This person, his man's, like he was naming a few of my bros. That's his man's.
Wow. So then why he just went into saying he's spinning on?
Oh yeah, he also told me that he was about to click on one of my mans because one of my mans stole from him, some shit like that. But I just added up so much, like, yo, bro, first I woke up, you talking about you, this, that, and third, then you told me something, you was about to click on my mans. Yeah. Like, you must not know who I am, bro, because if you know, you could have just withheld that.
Yeah, yeah. Damn.
But, yeah.
Yikes. But yeah, I guess that's, you know, a lot of people say that after you go through a situation where you feel like I didn't react.
That was years apart.
Okay, okay.
I mean, like, from the incident, I just told, K.I. called me with Shaq on the phone probably like 2 weeks ago. I gave him some of this felt like, bro, you part of the reason what turned me to be like tough. Like, not, I always was like in the crowd, and this is me. This is why I be trying to like explain to the youth, you heard, like, it's okay to be yourself. Because I was once that person that was trying to portray an image around my friends, and when I got placed in that situation by myself, I could be a real person to stand and say, I did bad, you heard? Every time after that situation that I had to perform, I performed. Yeah. Including when I saw Shaq by myself. Matter of fact, I really had the one-up on Shaq one time when he was in jail. It was me, shout out my son Swipe, Free Crackle, Coach. It was wild people in this crib. What's Tay there? I'm not too for sure if he was there, whatever, but it was a few bros in the crib, whatever, where I had the one-up on son. And it could have been that. And 5 lower on Rikers Island, it was like 4 or 5 of us in the crib. That's Choo. And he was in the crib. Him and another person from the Bronx, they had the crib. They was YB. When I got locked back up, I was already YB. I was on the island before them, so I went home, I came back. I had the big suit, so when I came back...
What is YB? That's
Young Bosses.
Okay, from the Bronx. Yeah, okay.
Feel me? Yeah. So when I came back, I had a big suit. So they had like a rule where it's like, if you ain't had a crib, you couldn't do SPA. SPA is basically like, when everybody lock in, you got that one person that's out, that be walking around the cells, making sure everybody good type. Feel me? So... But I just got to the crib, you know, everybody got worried that I'm back in the building and I got the big suit. So Shaq wound up turning YB under my son Bmak, free Bmak. Whatever. He's YB and another person that got the crib with him is YB. So when I get there, it was like word around that Coach Fate stamped Shaq as good in the building. Yeah. You feel me? So when I get there, we arguing who gonna do SPA. Somebody will look, I don't even want the crib. You feel me? the crib. Like at this time, having the crib is washed up.
Yeah.
I'm like, the only thing I just want to do is SBA, gang. Like for me, I could do whatever y'all want to do. I don't want no extra nothing. I just want to do SBA. So Shaq and son from the Bronx, his name was Bentley. They even like on some like yo, listen, only that got the crib could do SPA, bro. I'm like, what? I wasn't jacking it. Yeah. Bentley like, you know what, bro? Bentley on some like, I don't care. You could do it. You heard? Shaq on some like, nah. I guess because Shaq ain't want to feel one, and two, he ain't, we from different sides. Yeah. You heard? So it's like you ain't gonna just come here and change the program type, whatever. But that's what I'm standing on. You heard? Is that? Matter of fact, we don't supposed to even living in the same crib. You heard? Yeah. Whatever. So we started arguing. As we arguing, Bentley's in the middle of us like, bro, wild, we all YB. Ooh. It's bigger than YB right now. You heard? Like, yeah. For me, so we getting everybody to lock in, like they go in themselves. So a few of the bros is hearing me and him argue. My son Swipe wasn't trying to leave my side. You feel me? He was on some like, what's up? What we doing with him? But I'm on some shit like I owe him something. You heard? Like I owe Shaq something. Like for me, I don't want to be on no pussy. Like for me, I owe him something. So I'm like, yo, bro, and he's bigger than me. You heard, gang? So I'm on some like, bro, like nah. Like for me, locking, like, bro, I'm not locking. My son's like, I'm not locking in, gang. So I'm like, bro, I got this, bro. Like lock in. He's like, bro, you sure, bro? I'm like, I'm positive. Swipe is the last person besides Bentley to lock in. You feel me? So he's like, bro, you sure? I'm like, bro, I got it, bro. Like sturdy. Like, alright, he goes in the cell. So boom. Me and Shaq still arguing on the tail of who gonna do SPA. So I'm like, bro, I'm doing SPA. So the Bentley on some shit like, yo, bro, he's trying to tell Shaq like, yo, bro, just go ahead, let him do this shit, whatever. Shaq like, nah. So as me and Shaq about to get it again and Bentley in the middle of us, Shaq is telling me, like, behind Bentley back, like, he don't see Bentley don't see Shaq doing this. But Shaq is telling me, like, yo, go to my cell, like, go play my, for me, go to my cell. So I'm like, all right, bet. For me, so I goes in his cell. So Shaq like, all right, bro. Like, when I spent off, Shaq spent off like, you know what, I'm gonna go in my cell. Feel me? So when Shaq came in his cell, I just popped on him. Boom! We start getting it. Like, if you to saw the fight, like the fight with, I'm not gonna say I won, I'm not gonna say I lost. But Shaq is bigger than me, you heard? I held mine. And at this time, that it took so much off my, like, the weight for me. But I gained so much out of that situation. It was like, it was over for me right there, you heard? Like, it's like I got over something, for me. But I still shout out to Shaq, like, he really defined, like, I really got a lot out of that, for me, altercation with him. Gotcha. Bet,
now, before you get hit with, like, the conspiracy and the gun charge and things like that, did you ever get locked up as an adolescent?
So my first initial charge was a gun charge as an adolescent, 2010.
Gotcha. How old were you?
I was 16. No, I was 17. 16.
Okay. You didn't get much time for that, right? Since you
had my first charge, I had a 6-5 split. 6 months jail time, 5 years probation.
Okay.
Talking about a 6-5 split to y'all young guys that's catching charges, you heard. Me, I refer you not to take a 6-5 split. You're gonna fuck your life up. That's why I fucked my life up at.
Yeah. What would you put? I guess talk to them about how you messed your life up and what you would have done differently. So
I got locked up for a gun charge back in 2010. I took a 6-5 split. If I'd have knew that my next offer would have been a city bullet, I'd have just took the city bullet and not have no probation.
Oh, so you did 6 months and 5 years probation, but a city bullet would have gave you 8 months.
8 months.
Damn. Right. And they're not going to tell you that.
Right.
Damn.
So they just, like, my whole thing was, I could have probably beat the gun charge. But my whole thing was I just wanted to go home. Like, I'm not used to this. You feel me? Home. Doing 6 months, all right, bet. Let me just get this shit over with and go home, bro. Like, you feel me? So if I just knew that my next offer would have been a city bullet, I'd have just took that. Like,
how did you come to find that out?
Getting locked up. I'm lying. Speaking to a bunch of older dudes and them telling me the same thing, that advice that I'm giving. Like, yo, why you take the 6-5 split? I'm just more so, and you don't do 6 months out of the 6-5 split, you actually do 4 months.
Damn.
So I'm only actually thinking about the time frame of me going home. You heard? I'm not thinking about like this being on my record or, you know. And at that time I had a YO, so that don't really show up on my.
Wow, boom. So how much time from that until you, does the conspiracy come first?
The conspiracy came, I wound up catching another charge, which is a robbery case, 2011. And then the conspiracy came later that, like the same year, a few months after.
Gotcha. How much time did you do for the robbery?
I took 3.5 for the robbery.
Yeah, damn, you spent how many years in total?
Over.
Yeah.
So a 3.5 rank concurrent with 2 to 6. That's for my conspiracy. I basically did 4 years. I did 4. I got locked up for that grip. I did 5 years for that. That's 9. I just did 3.5, so I just say 12 and a half.
Damn, son. 12 and a half years in total.
Yeah, in total.
Wow. While you're away, what are some things that you see are new? Like, were you there for like certain things, like certain platforms like Snapchat?
Yeah.
Like, were you away or?
I was away when a lot of it was like at its
damn,
thing.
son.
But it's like being in jail. Like
you definitely missed Vine era, like Instagram. The beginning of, did you miss the beginning of like Instagram and things like that?
Yeah.
Sheesh. How did that affect you? Or were things just super fast for you when you came home, or you caught on quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I was always like a internet. I was like always savvy. So it's like, you know, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
For me, when Instagram came out, I came home 2015.
Okay.
So it was like,
wow, man. Damn. Boom. All right, so you get hit with the conspiracy. Well, you do the robbery, you do 3.5 for that. Now, you could get into that, right? What was going on in your life at that time?
With the robbery?
Yeah, because I asked that, let me be a little bit more direct. Do you feel like you needed bread at that time, or could you have asked your parents or something and you just felt like you wanted to be independent?
I'm gonna say reality was I wanted my own shit. Like, I ain't want to keep going to my mom's or relying or waiting on my mom's or my pops to do for me. And plus, the shit that us being Hood Starz at this time, it was like we had to get some type of fly, I had to get some type of money. So it was like, my moms and them, they gonna make sure I got a little $100 or $2, a little $80 or something like that. But I want these True Religion, I want these Uggs, I want this, that, and third, and I know how I could get it quick. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Gotcha. What do you? Is it a store?
Oh no, it was actually a dice game.
Okay.
I wound up booking some dude named Hayward. He told.
Was he in the streets as well, or he wasn't?
Yeah, he's an older dude, like around my pops and age. He probably like 50-something years old, but he's a known that play dice and shit. So, long story short, I'm at school actually taking my regents. Yeah. For me, I get a call. This is booked. Everybody, all the bros for their bread.
The guy, the older guy.
Dice, yeah. And he wasn't like, I guess somebody, one of the bros lost, like, he lost his rent bread and his phone bill bread. Yeah. His mom just gave it to him to go pay the bills. I think he just lost like $1,200 or some shit like that. Whew. For me. And he asked him for a walk, and I guess he gave him like $15. So bro felt disrespected, like, I just lost a band of change to you. You give me a $15 walk? Like,
yeah. I don't really gamble. What is a walk?
A walk is basically if you lose $50 to me and you ask me for a walk, I give you $10. Basically giving you $10, like, that's a walk. Like, here, take your walk. Like,
okay. And out of the $1,200, all he gave him was $15. What do you think would have been a good number for him to give?
being grown though, that man ain't owe him nothing. He ain't have to give him nothing.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's just a respect thing. Like it was just like even though he ain't had to give him nothing, but giving like you giving me $15 out of $1,200 that I lost, it's like you should have just gave me nothing.
I think anything would have gotten him and you mad though. Like if he gave him the 15 or gave him nothing, y'all would have
lose.
still.
Me being like, say if I was there, because I was at school when all this was going on.
Yeah.
If I was there and my bro would have lost $1,200 and then somebody would have gave him $15, I don't care if he gave him $20. I just lost $1,200 to you giving me $20, bro. I'd have just jacked you saying no.
Okay.
You giving me $20, bro?
But saying no wouldn't get you upset though?
Saying no would get me upset, but giving me $20 getting me even more upset.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like, you giving me $20, like, what the f*** this gonna do, bro?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. What number would have sufficed?
At least 2 bills. At least 2 bills.
Yeah.
At least 2 bills.
Yeah. All right. So boom, he gets that, and so $1,200 from that one kid. Does he get money from anyone else, or it's just really him?
He booked, like I said, he done wrote the whole dice game. He done got this person for like $1,200, got this person for like 7 bills, got somebody else for like 3 and change. It was just like he did his numbers, bro. He
paid rent for himself for the next. Well, at least he was on the way to. And then I guess you get wind of it.
I get wind that only reason why he got booked was because of the whole walk situation. Like,
yeah.
Because of that. So I get the call, I pulls up. For me, only reason why I got the call, because at this time, I was like one of the only bros that had their own situation. So I pulls up, books him. Next thing I know, that man got a wife that's a cop.
Oh.
And they driving around at first looking for me. Then I wanted to be, for me, police, I wanted to hear, for me. A lot of people was already telling me that police, for me, was looking for me and shit like that. I didn't know how true it was because they never came to the crib or nothing. So one day I come outside and I wanted to get him booked, bro. I got booked right in front of my son.
Damn. Wow. And from there, it's pretty much.
Yeah, from there, it was like, he was coming to every court date. I didn't even have trial. He was going to every court date. That's how serious he was.
I mean, his wife probably told him kind of like, yo, this is what you got to do to make sure it sticks.
Yeah, but I feel like, that's why I used to, like.
What is he doing playing dice if his wife is a cop?
I don't know, bro. And if a lot of the bros that knew, like older guys, knew of him, like being like that or having a wife that's like that, it was just crazy how they just have him just intertwined in a lot of
Damn. Wow. Now, that 3 years is your first real bid.
3.5,
You said how long?
3.5.
3.5. 3.5. You obviously go up top, right?
Yeah, I didn't go up top yet. And I got, actually in the process of getting sentenced and all that, I got re-arrested for the conspiracy.
Sheesh. So you're serving 3.5. Then they
run down the conspiracy. They recharge us for conspiracy.
Gotcha. I'll get into that in a second. Okay. Now, you're on your way. You go to Rikers. Now you're familiar with Rikers. You've been there before, but you're not familiar with going upstate.
Right.
How are you feeling going up there? I always hear like that bus ride is kind of nerve-wracking. Was it nerve-wracking for you?
So like, my first experience taking that bus trip, it was like, damn, I'm about to really be away from my family. I thought it was like the movies a little bit for me. But yeah, that first, I ain't even gonna lie, it's been so long that I can't even remember that shit, but that I just remember like when I was getting on the highway and shit like that, and I was passing through like open land and shit, I'm like, oh damn, like really about to go serve some time, gang.
It's like going from civilization to nothing.
Yeah, to like, I don't know what's about to come. I don't know what's in front of me right now.
Yeah, what's on the other side? Damn, that's scary, man. But when you get there.
When I get there, I get the downstate. I went to downstate.
Yeah. Are you big at this time or
At this
still
time,
small?
nah. At this time, I got a little weight on me.
Okay.
Like, well, I got a lot of weight, man. My shit was fake. Alright. At this time, I came from the full building. I was in a lesson.
Yeah.
So, in the full building, a lot of people, like, I have a name from jail to the street. So, me going to downstate, it's like, it's big, it's heavy.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm YB. So, a lot of, like, going up north being YB, you get told, that's like going up north being CRIP. They wasn't jacking us in a lot of jails.
Okay.
Only the tough really was surviving.
Gotcha.
So I was YB and I was still GD.
Yeah.
You feel me? They call it double jacking.
Yeah.
I mean, at this time, that's just what it was on for me. So when I get to downstate, because I was fighting a conspiracy, my classification was like high. So I was in downstate probably for like 6 months waiting to get like designated. My first jail I wanted to go into was Comstock. That's a max. For me, usually a lot of people that's adolescent that's not fighting only had 3.5 years when I was fighting my conspiracy. So usually I would have went to a medium, but because I was fighting a A1 felony, which I didn't get convicted of, but because I was fighting one, that's the reason why my classification was high and they wanted to send me to a max.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so what is your time like while you do your 3.5 years?
My first experience, it was like a sponge, bro. Like, I was one of those individuals that, even though I was young, I was always mature.
Yeah.
In different aspects. So I used every bed that I ever did as a learning experience. So one thing I remember, my first bed, I used that as to learn more about religion. So I got a chance to learn about Jewish, Buddhism, more about Christian. I just tried to learn about different stuff. Rastafarian. For me, I was reading heavy into that. I didn't have my GED at that time, so I was still in school. I was reading up on businesses. I was drawing. I was doing a lot.
Okay, gotcha. Was there any like eye openers, things that was just like, oh hell no, this is crazy?
So like I said, my first experience was behind a wall. So I'm seeing getting cut, stabbed every day, and it's always around politics, gangs, gambling, and shit like that. So I'm GD. I just know, like, it's not a lot of us here. It was, honestly speaking, even though I was GD and YB, it was only me and my son Bmak. That was before Bmak was he was YB, be the boss. We was together then all the time, so we only had really each other. Even though it was like Brooklyn car, we have a Brooklyn car and shit like that, but it wasn't like when I first got to Comstock, the Brooklyn car wasn't as strong as I heard it to be. You feel me? Everybody was just so much over the place, and me and Bmak was like the two youngest in the jail. Everybody jacked us. You feel me? So shout out my son Pot. It was a few, we had a little team, but that's just how that was. So I just knew to stay out of politics. Yeah. I knew to stay out of gang politics. Like, I'm GD, I have no reason why I'm in the middle of blood politics or this CRIP or Lion King, you feel me? So I just stayed over here. If I saw something, I just kept my mouth to us, you feel me? Absolutely.
Any first time, I know it's the first time, but was there any like crazy things you seen and all that?
I saw a person get shot and the scalpel got stuck in their eyeball and he holding his eye like in his hand to the bubble, bro. Damn. Just so happened I'm minding my business, not knowing I'm walking the yard. As I'm walking, anytime the yard get too quiet, something going on. Like, it's 1,000-something people out here. When it's quiet and you can hear somebody drop something or something like that, it's something going on. So you could just stop, literally, you could just stop what you're doing and be like, hold on, why it's so quiet? Let me look around. And you could really spot what's going on. It might be an argument that somebody paying attention to. It might be police with somebody, or it might be somebody, feel me, going gun to gun. Just so happened, we walking, and I'm saying it. I'm like, bro, it's too quiet. What's going on? So we stop. When we stop, look, all I just see is a nigga coming from the bleachers, bro, walking. He holding his eye like this, with the scalpel hanging out. You see, like, if you see the shit, like, hanging out.
Wait, hold on. So it fell out the socket?
His eyeball is hanging from the socket with the scalpel in it.
In his hand?
Yeah, like, he like this. Like, it's hanging, gang. And it's like this. He like this.
Jesus.
I'm like, yo, what the
Damn. At that point, you probably like, yo, I gotta get home, man.
I ain't gonna find at that point. I'm like, I felt like I was in 300 BC, some shit like that, like.
Son.
Cause you ain't got. I'm so used to, you know, you go pick up a hammer or something. You don't have none of that. You gotta just be tough and just know how to defend yourself and fight, bro.
Yeah.
You don't got none of that. So, if I got 30 coming to attack me, what am I gonna do? It's either you gonna perform or like. I give Shaq his credit, but I also give this experience right here, like, credit of defining me too, like.
Wow.
Cause at the end of the day, you don't have no weapons, bro. You don't have nothing. You just have yourself. And I'm not like, I didn't turn blood. I didn't turn nothing that would make me like stamped or solidified somewhere. You feel me? So it's like it could go up any day.
How did you avoid that though? Because I always hear how much there's such a huge presence up top with Bloods. You being GD, how did you avoid like, yo, you're not gonna make me turn blood?
It's about being like, if you easily to be manipulated, then you gonna go with the force. Not saying, for me, like, I done been pressured wild times, bro. Like, when I mean pressured, like, meaning like, yo, bro, like, I fuck with you, Mr. Like, yo,
yeah,
turn this.
not aggressively though.
Yeah, nah, hell no. Like,
yeah, just more so like, yo, just,
yeah, like, yo, bro, I fuck with you, bro. Like, come, y'all give you this, I give you that. Ooh. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm super chill, I'm super GD. And that's just that. If I decide to fall back, I'll just be nothing, bro. I don't. This goes to the bros, and this goes to a lot of people that did shit like that. They went from one gang to another. I can't do that.
Yeah. But would let's say someone goes in there. Now you happen to have people asking you, and you being given the option to say no. Are there people who are being asked and it's like, yo, bro, we're asking you, but it's not really like we're giving you an option. You're turning blood. Is there situations where that happens?
Nah, I can't sit here and recall a moment that happened.
Yeah. How about somebody who's not anything? What do you think their experience would be like in there?
I feel like a person that's nothing and they official, like, they stand out, they official, they have the easiest bit because they don't got to worry about other shit. They can just worry about what they got going on and how they conduct themselves. Now, if this is a person that's nothing but he want to be in this politics and this, that, and third, or you want to be out there, it's going to draw, for me, sharks on you. Like, so say if I was a that's not nothing but I'm that's getting money in jail, of course you're going to have gangs or whoever is plotting on you. Yeah. Or not plotting on you, might be on some like, yo, look. You feel me? They gonna try to get in where they fit in at. Yeah. And if you ain't got a team behind you, then you just a wink, bro.
Yeah. Gotcha. So now, let's get into the conspiracy. The conspiracy is obviously the WOOO and CHOO situation. You know. Now, you're serving, how many years are you into your robbery bid before you get hit with that conspiracy charge?
Few months.
Few months, damn. So, did they have any name for it? Because they always have these names.
Yeah, it's the operation of the tidal wave.
Oh, yes. Operation of the tidal wave, because Wave Gang, this and that. Was it that? Like,
yeah, Wave Gang Hood Starz, yeah.
Gotcha. Now, I remember reading things. And this is not me making a joke out of it, so I hope no one gets offended, but they were saying, like, I think the cops were saying if a CHOO would catch a WOOO, they'd be like, I just clapped somebody off the surfboard or something. Was that real thing?
Nah, that was just, raps. Like that was somebody's lyrics that they.
Okay.
You feel me? That they try to like spin out of like at this time when we caught out conspiracy, they was like just starting trying to use a lot. But I ain't gonna say just starting because they probably was doing it way before us. But I know they was making it a big thing where they was trying to use lyrics as evidence for our case. You feel me? So
gotcha.
They were just trying to, that was somebody's lyrics that said that.
Okay. Now, did y'all know that was coming? You know. Cause y'all young, yeah, this is new.
Yeah.
Okay, and y'all had never seen any neighborhood get hit with a sweep or anything like that before, right?
So we was the first, like modern day, we was the first indictment.
Yeah.
We was for our generation, we was the first state indictment.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, you get hit with conspiracy. Is it conspiracy to commit murder? Conspiracy? What was it? Because I know there's so many different conspiracies.
So we had different counts. We had over, I forgot how much counts, but it was like conspiracy to murder, conspiracy to attempt murder, conspiracy to guns, conspiracy to money laundering. We had different conspiracies.
Yeah, okay. So I'm looking at this right now, right? I see conspiracy in the first degree, conspiracy in the third, murder in the second degree, assault in the first degree, and there's so many different counts. 6 counts, 2 counts, reckless endangerment, criminal possession of a weapon. I guess yours was like that, like,
yeah.
Gotcha. Now, as I'm looking at this indictment, one of the big situations that I see is the murder of Daniel. And the reason why I'm even pointing that out is because I remember interviewing Bmak. And Bmak, I was like, when did this all become serious for you? And he says, you know what? It became serious for me when Daniel died. And I remember when I posted that clip, I didn't know who Daniel was, rest in peace to him, but I seen a lot of people, like rest in peace, saying good things about him. So now as I'm seeing this in the indictment and it's saying, hold on, it's saying a dude, Gilberto Vincente, is the one that, committed the murder, And nothing that I'm saying is things that people don't know. This is everybody's either serving time or served time for this. I'm just, we having a discussion. Yes, we are pushing peace, but we just talking about things that happened in the past and what led up to where we are now. So this gentleman, I guess, is responsible for that murder. Now, Gilberto Vincente is charged with the murder of Daniel, who was on the WOOO side. So now, from what I'm reading, it says on or about August 31st, 2011, Gilberto Vincente, acting in concert with Culture Bermudez, shot Daniel, I guess that you pronounce it, Daniel Allays, causing the death of Daniel Allays. Just for context, Gilberto Vincente is Chuck, right? Or am I bugging? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a yes. And I think the next name, Culture Bermudez, everybody knows as Coach. Now, why did they, again, whatever I could get into, whatever I can't, you let me know. He's being charged with the murder, but why are they saying Coach was acting in concert with him?
First and foremost, Coach never made no shot about, like, I don't even know why they even got him.
Yeah.
Tied with that. They were just trying to fish to do whatever. But I guess, which is part of our indictment, that Coach was locked up for a lot of this. So Coach used to be on the phone. We young at this time, so I guess he was on the phone basically, upset, angry, like, yo, bro, whatever. And I guess that put
Okay, so at that time, y'all had lost a few people. AC passed away at that time?
AC passed away, I think, at that time. AC passed away.
Ock passed away.
Ock passed away first. AC, that was it.
Yeah. How did those, I want to get back to this story, but how did those deaths, rest in peace to both of them, how did they affect you? And did you have direct relationships with the two gentlemen, AC and Ock? I
had direct relationship with both. Ock is just as well as family.
Yeah.
Than anything. His death impacted me a lot. That was one of my first close friends that passed away. That affected me big because I was in jail for my gun charge. I was in jail for my gun charge at the time. And when he passed away, it was like, damn, bro, like, that was the only bro that sent me $50. Like,
yeah,
we young at this time. I wasn't looking for none of my bros, but he was the only one that when I was waiting to send me $50, bro.
Yeah,
you feel me? So that really touched. When AC died, it was like they gotta feel that. Whoever gotta feel that. I ain't for me. It was just I was on that type of time. For me.
Gotcha. And then, so I guess yes. So now I guess coach is on the phone. Everybody's on the phone. Everyone's young. People's not. Everybody misses that. This call is being recorded. I think even grown people miss that. So young guys, obviously, it's like you're not gonna really put two and two together. Like, yo, bro, they're recording everything. So I guess everybody's frustrated, emotional about the people passing, and it's like you talking out of anger, and things happen, and you was on the phone saying this, so you're involved.
Right.
Now, Daniel passes away. Again, whatever you could say. When Bmak was here, he was saying Daniel's not really into that lifestyle. Maybe he lived in the area or lived around the area, but he's not into that lifestyle. To your knowledge, did you know of Daniel to be like in the life, or he's more like just one of the guys from the neighborhood?
To my knowledge, I ain't know of him, none of that. Like, so I can't really say if he was in the field or not in the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't know, but I just know from what I heard he was just like a basketball player or something like that. Like, he wasn't into the streets or nothing like that.
Yeah.
That's from what I heard. But
yeah. Gotcha. But at that time, how did both sides view guys who were just living in the area but not involved? Was there a pass for them, or was it kind of like, y'all not getting no pass? Y'all from the area, we see y'all, it's up with y'all too?
I feel like it depended on who, but majority, like, if you was from that side, that's just what you is. Like, are you from over there? Or why? Yeah. That's just what it is. Like, so if a person saw a dude that was jacking, he was from Garvey at this time, 9 out of 10, he's Hood Starz or CHOO, they was probably going to do something to him.
They not even waiting for you to be like, yo, no, I'm not.
Once you say, you know what I mean? People probably got they that really wasn't a part of anything, but they just from Garvey, or they just from tting or Suffolk or Glenmore, and they just got their ass because they saying, I done saw people not be a part of it, but then pick up on their hood lingo and got their ass whooped.
You know what's crazy? But they gotta be aware to not speak like that. You feel me?
Just as well as, like, a lot of the Wave Gang dudes, they was dancers. They was doing the all-in. You know how many people got their ass whooped that wasn't gang affiliated, that was doing all-in at parties and shit like that?
Yeah.
Not for real. Like, we done walked in spots where it's like, we just see all-in. Oh yeah, we got one.
Yeah.
And we came here to have fun. But once we saw that right there, it's like...
But it's kind of crazy because y'all came in to have fun. Somebody was having fun, but nah, wrong fun, bro. Wrong fun.
Wrong
Not this.
Dance. You did the wrong dance, bro.
Oh man, son. All right, so going back to this. All right, Daniel passes away. They pick up Gilberto Vincente, who goes by the name Chuck. Now, I know, like, I guess there was some discrepancy with y'all and him because some people feel like, well, I'll say this. Do most people feel like, and I have the paperwork here, but do most people feel like he told, or do most people feel like what he wrote down wasn't telling? What's the overall consensus of it? And I will read it after, but I want to know what.
I feel like most people that know of the situation know he did bad.
Yeah.
Morally,
Yeah.
I feel like certain people look past it.
Yeah, because they love him.
Because they love him, they f with him, or they just ain't see. Probably.
Was he a tough guy? Like, was he a scary individual?
Chuck is like that.
Yeah.
Chuck is like that. Like, he's not no... Most person to say is Chuck can't see. Other than that...
What do you mean he can't see?
He's blind.
Oh, he wear glasses or something?
He probably wear glasses now, but,
you
know, it's most... But he's going to fight you whether he win or lose.
Yeah.
And if he lose, you better know, look over your shoulder because he's on that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't take that from him. You heard?
Can I say this? And I asked Nino this question, and I always ask people this question because I just have to ask. Although this man did write a statement, does the fact that you love him play any part in you saying, yo, you know what? I might not be able to do street things with you, but as a person, as an individual, as a human, I love you and I could talk to you, but on some street stuff, you're cut off? Or is it like, nah, you tell, all relationship is done, don't talk to me? I asked Nino this question about a family member of his, so I would pose the question to you. If Gilberto Vincente, hope I'm pronouncing the name right, if you've seen him, could there be a conversation outside of street politics? Or it's like, no, we can't speak?
Nah, for sure we could talk. We could chat.
Yeah.
But on some street shit, nah.
Yeah.
On some, like, where a person is at in life today, yeah, we could chat.
Yeah.
Other than that, like,
nothing to talk
we just
about.
gonna keep it, you know? We gonna set some type of boundaries and shit.
Yeah.
That's what anybody that, I don't care if you my brother, my father, my uncles, you told, not like that, and you a street dude, I'm distancing myself from you. Like, we can, oh yeah, yo bro, my daughter is having a sweet 16 or whatever it is, or I'll be supportive, like, or whatever, but on some, yo bro, come chill with me, come vibe. I feel like I can't do that, bro. It's over.
Yeah. Would Pete, now let me ask you this. Could you not do it because you personally don't want to do it? Or could you not do it because the way it would be perceived to others?
It don't got nothing to do with it perceiving to others. It's more on my principles, my morals, and what I stand by.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So I guess like on September 1st, 2011, I guess he writes something for, there's a detective who writes the statement. Well, he's talking to, I guess he writes this to the detective. He says, I was by my house at, I'm not going to say the address. Rel came by. I guess Rel comes to pick him up. I jumped into the BMW. We started to head over to Setlo. I have a problem with some guys. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. But I guess they're going back and forth. And then it says across the street, they meet up with Bam. Bam, as you told us before, is obviously one of y'all, at that time, one of y'all ops. And some guy wearing an orange rugby jersey with green stripe and yellow number 3 on the back. I'm in the passenger seat. I grab the gun and get out. Bam and the guy in the jersey go to the right. I see the gun in the jersey with a gun. I see the guy in the jersey with a gun. I let off two shots. One at the guy in the jersey and one at Bam. Now this is, I do want to know this. If they say Daniel passed away, was Daniel the one in the jersey? He's the basketball player. I see the guy in the jersey with a gun. If he's saying, not, and I'm not trying to like, because they said this was a good kid, he's not into those things, so I'm not trying to put anything on him, but if this guy is saying that an orange rugby jersey with a green stripe and yellow number 3 on the back, and he had the gun, is that the kid that passed away?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I
just know, and what you read to me, fucked up a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, like, I'm not gonna say they disowned them, but fell back from bro with that situation.
Yeah.
Me per se, like, we had this conversation brother to brother. You feel me? I ain't jacking that statement. Like, I feel like that statement is some rash. Like,
yeah,
ain't no way that I'm giving a description of anybody or naming somebody that I got beef with and saying that I saw an object or whatever it is. I just feel like that's doing bad.
Gotcha.
You feel me? Like, okay, you did what you did. You heard, cool. But now to mention others and whatever described it,
it's a little too far. Gotcha. Man, you know, now obviously this person in the jersey passes away.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Okay. That was the correlation I was trying to make. If the person in the jersey passed away and they're saying Daniel passed away, then that would be the man with the gun. You know, I'll find that out. I'll make some calls. But man, rest in peace to Daniel. And I understand. I'm not in the streets, but I just feel bad for this Chuck guy. Only because I'll say this. I think a lot of people got involved in the streets, and I know everyone living the street life says, yo, you know what you was getting yourself involved in. I disagree with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's nobody who sits you down and tells you what that feeling is gonna be like when you facing football numbers. It's similar. I like to tell people, like, every girl I want to get married. You don't know what being married is. You don't know what that feels like. No one sat you down to teach you how to be a wife, how to be a husband. It takes a lot to pour into your marriage every day. So similar to street life, we might know, like, on a surface level, no snitching, certain things, but people don't know how to handle certain situations. So I do feel bad for both people, because I feel like everybody in this situation is a victim. Even people who feel like they forced to get into the street life, you a victim. You know what I'm saying?
You know when you was young? Well, yeah. I remember in my time when I was young, and I used to tell on my brother.
Yeah.
Right? I used to get ass whoopings. Like, even though I'm doing the right thing, I used to get my ass whooped, bro.
Yeah.
Like, stop telling, right? I just felt like me growing up, implementing that in my life, is just how I am now. Like,
yeah. I
still be feeling like certain things, certain conversations, like almost telling, even when I be having with my moms. Like, so it's like, I don't know, bro.
Nah, I get that.
My message to the kids, this is what I be trying to tell the youth now, like, this pushing peace and saving the next generation, all this applies to y'all, because it's like a lot of kids be making decisions on their own, and then when they get placed in situations like this, they crack. So it was like, yo, bro, like, they know that this is not them, but they is trying to improve the next person or whoever, when it's like...
Yeah, they try to prove it to somebody else. But I would ask this, do you think all the guys that told thought they would ever be telling? I would have to say no.
I'm going to say no, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Answer that right. I'm gonna say no, but then again, it's like it's not even about knowing. It's certain things that I just feel that a person just know that they are not like limits that they know that they'll go and not go.
Yeah.
It's just certain things that within myself that can't nobody like teach this or drill in me. It's certain things that you drill in yourself. Like, oh, when you look in that mirror, like, oh, bro, I didn't spend a lot of time like really like not saying like talking to myself, but really like you know, it's like you know, certain things I'm just not doing.
Yeah.
And it's just that.
Yeah. You know you.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people don't know themselves.
That's the problem. They'd rather put an image on and keep losing themselves than really looking in the mirror and trying to learn themselves.
Yeah.
They trying to be like this person right here though.
So after y'all get wind that he tells or whatever the case may be, is there ever any conversation with him?
With me and him?
Yeah, you or any of the guys.
Yeah, we had our one-on-ones. We had our one-on-ones like after the situation. Like I told him how I wasn't acceptance of what I read, what I saw. He kind of like said that wasn't his handwriting and all that.
Really?
So it was like a situation within the situation. So a lot of us like this is our cell phone.
Yeah. So if it wasn't his handwriting, I guess whose handwriting was he say it was? Did he say it was?
I think he said like I don't know who. I can't really remember. It was been like what a few years ago, like 12 years ago. Or something.
I mean, I don't know if it says I hide there for a while. I guess he goes into hiding. I piss on my hands, so if I get caught, there will be no gunpowder. I wipe off my hand with my shirt. I then throw the shirt into the compactor, I believe that is. When I hear the police in the building, I walk out and get arrested.
Yeah, he just basically, you know, told on himself on the way out.
Yeah. Damn, man. Now, I know you said what you said. Like, basically, did you have a certain amount of love for this person?
Yeah.
What was your relationship, though? Was it tight, or was it just he wanted the bros?
Nah, it was tight. Like I said, he a frontline bro. It's not like he's a frontline bro. Yeah. He was putting on. We was tight.
Damn.
It just, we stand by a certain shit, bro. Yeah. And that was one of the first bros that we, like, oh, we got paperwork, we got, all right. Yeah. There wasn't no favoritism, it wasn't none of that.
Was there anybody who did say, yo, you know what, I know bro told, but I don't care, I love him, that's my guy?
Not publicly.
Yeah, but do people still chill with him?
He booked, so.
He's still booked for this situation?
Yeah.
From 2011?
Yeah.
So what he told for? He gets locked up. He's still serving time for this. So that's like, what, 14 years already he did? Do you know how much time he doing in total?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he got like a dog. Yeah. I don't think he got no letter at the end of it. He should be on his way coming home soon. Wow.
Damn, son. Now, after this happens, this is obviously part of the conspiracy. Yeah. Does this happen and then everybody else start going to trial? Everybody starts getting picked up? Or
nah, that is, he actually got locked up. He got locked up for, him and Uzi got locked up the same day for they knockdowns. Okay. I say probably within a month or so. Like, right after they got locked up for that, we got indicted.
Damn. And how much time was you facing?
Me, they ain't really have much on me. I only had, the only thing they really had on me was me calling the meeting, a bunch of videos of people just saying free me. Yeah. And stuff like that. So the time I was looking at from, I think the most I could have, if I'd have went to trial, I'd have probably blew to probably like 15. Okay. About, but I took a 2 to 6.
Got you.
And I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I think that was like one of my first offers, or my second offers. But I used to just tell my co-Ds, like, yo, listen, y'all got 3 court days to figure out what y'all doing. You heard? I'm taking this 2 to 6. I already got 3.5. Out of 2 to 6, I gotta do 4. So that's an extra 6 months. Yeah. I've been down for like a year now. So it's like, y'all better figure it out. We got 3 more court dates. I'm copping out.
Yeah. Did anybody take their case to trial?
No.
Everybody copped out. I'm assuming this dude got the most time.
Yeah, on our side, yeah, he got the most time. Yeah.
Damn. Did you get to run into any like some of the guys that got locked up within the indictment?
Like any of my co-Ds?
Yeah, in there.
Hell yeah, we all was together in the 4 building. Yeah. Besides the people that was like adults, I was old enough to go with the adults, but majority of everybody, we was all young, so we was all in the 4 building together. Like when they first got indicted, the same day they came to the island, we went to Law Library. I told them to come to Law Library, meet us in Law Library. Yeah. So Hood Starz, Wave Gang, they all came to the library. Not knowing that me and Swipe at the time, we waiting for them, and Coco was there. Yeah. We was in the Law Library. We was waiting for them to pull up. Like we was fake on bullshit. But when they came through, and it was like, basically how they held each other down against the Patias, Hood Starz and Wave Gang went against. They stood together, and for me, went against the Patias. That was like big a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's mad big. So, I've always asked this question. Like, you'll see guys beefing in the streets, and then they get locked up, and these are the people they gotta get together with. Mm-hmm. Defend. You might have to defend this person and all that. We seen it even with I interviewed Nazi BK. Certain people he had issues with while he was home. He was on Rikers with, rapping with, partying with, eating with, all that. So the question I would ask is, why does it have to be when it's forced upon you for you to realize, yo, you know what? This is somebody I could be at peace with. Why can't it be that in the streets?
It be a lot of people's pride, bro. Like, that's why, like, me coming home from the feds and seeing, like, how that shit is in the feds, like, for instance, like, I always bring it up. Like, if he was in the feds, right? Let's just say I'm a GD, but I don't want to go on GD count, right? Yeah. But I'm from New York, so I'm gonna go on New York count. Now, that's that GD. That's not on GD count, but he's on New York time, right? Yeah. So Woo, right? He's super GDK, he's Woo. Let's just say he's blood, but he don't want to go on the blood count, but he stay on New York time. Yeah. So now you got a GD on New York timing, and then you got a blood Woo that's on New York timing. So now they in the same car. Yeah. But they rivals in the town. Mm-hmm. They've been clicking at each other and all that, right? The New York car is not going to crash behind them 2 individuals. Mm-hmm. Meaning that the New York car is not going to pick a side. Yeah. Oh, I fuck with you, whatever, so the other dude got to go to the box because he can't lift it because we fuck with you more. No, neither one of y'all is bigger than the program. It's either one or 2 things y'all going to do. Y'all going to sit here and put that behind y'all, and y'all going to be back to back in this yard together. Wherever he go, y'all going to go, and if it's a situation, y'all going to ride with each other, or both y'all going to get the fuck up out of here. Mm. You feel me? So, understanding that right there, where it's like, alright, that's right there is going to force dudes' backs against the wall, because I don't care how tough a person is. You heard? You go to the feds thinking that you bigger than the program, they're going to send you back in a box. Yeah. You feel me? So, you'd rather be placed in a situation where you forced to do something, or you can make a decision on your own and understand, like, yo, that shit it's not that serious. Because if it's that serious, I'm not gonna have it force me to do something. But I'm not bigger than that, so it's like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, fall in line.
You gonna fall in line?
Yeah. Okay. Now, you do your time for the conspiracy. You come home. Situations happen. You find yourself with a gun charge.
When I came home from my conspiracy, I got locked up for
how long were you home until you got locked up?
7 months.
7 months. After doing
4.
Damn. 4 years, 7 months later, you're now locked up. And this is for a gun charge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you catch this gun charge, and this is kind of like where, I guess, the big story around that situation is the person you caught, a person you caught the charge with is saying you did bad, you saying he did bad. Meaning he's saying you told, you saying he told. Now, it's another situation. We have the paperwork here. Now, you're from the feds, so, well, you did time in the feds, so you big on paperwork. If you did tell, could you had survived up there? Like, do you see people survive in the feds and they're telling?
I'm saying you got certain people that slip through the cracks, but I'm not saying it in a way where it's like, I'm not saying it for me, but I'm GD. You feel me? So it's like, our pedigree and that goes on with things like that. So it's like, I'm just not an average person, or I wasn't just an average person. So I'm tapped in, like, especially when this situation was going on, it actually made me and a few of my childhood friends crash. Like, I see eye to eye. So it's people, it's a chain of command of people, to speak to. So it was like when all this was going on, I almost got tricked out of my spot because I was going to go to trial with this situation.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so by me about to go to trial, I wound up receiving a bunch of paperwork that I didn't already have.
Gotcha.
So
sorry to cut you off. All right. So the situation happens on October 9th, 2015, right? At 518 on Amboy Street and Blake Avenue. Now there is a shooting. Is anybody hit though?
No.
Okay, boom. Now as I'm looking at it, the names that I see you, someone named, is it Karan?
Yeah, it's K. Dot.
Okay. And then I see Raw, which is Brazo. Now, in that situation, Brazo saying you told on him. So, did people take Brazo's side, and why did they take his side?
Truthfully, like, you had, like, the situation with me and Brazo divided a lot of. You had a lot of people choosing his side just off of word of mouth.
Yeah.
You had certain people choosing my side just word of mouth.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you just had a bunch of things. You had a lot of people that stayed neutral in the situation. You feel me? I was away for a lot of shit going on. I couldn't defend myself, and I had black and white. I could have pushed it to the town.
Why not do that?
You said why?
Yeah, why not?
Because I wanted to be here.
Yeah.
I wanted to be here doing it. Like, I wanted to be the person I don't need nobody to defend me. I could defend myself.
You wanted to actually go up to the person face to face. This is my black and white.
Yeah, like, this is me being real. You got black and white on me. I don't give a how cool we was, whatever. Post that.
Yeah.
Cause I'ma post you, no matter who you are. I'ma post you.
Yeah.
You did bad. For me, that's just what it is.
So I see here, these are some of the witnesses that was cause you was gonna take this to trial.
Yeah, I caught that during trial.
Yeah. Why were you gonna take it to trial?
Honest speaking, the only reason why I was gonna take it to trial is because, one, son played with my name. You heard? So I felt like that was like a pride situation. Like, I worked too hard for my name, bro. You feel me? Like, so when he started promoting that, and while different people was coming like, oh, yo, Mr. Yo, well, I'm hearing or the boy jacking what? Off the strength of that, I'm going to trial. And the underlying it, everything they was charging me with for that case, I didn't do.
Yeah.
Now that the case is over with, you heard? Okay, the gun is mine.
Yeah.
So my DNA is on the gun. So if I would have went to trial, I probably would beat everything but blue to the gun.
Yeah.
Because my DNA was on the gun. Other than that, I didn't do nothing. And for me?
Yeah. Damn. Now, did that change how you went about things with people in the future? Yeah. And after that situation, did that change how you went about things when people asked for your assistance?
Only thing it changed was, see, Brazo is just not an average friend or something like that to me, you heard? He's like a brother, considered like a brother to me. We was raised like that.
Yeah.
For me, so experiencing that with a person as close like that, to me, would just help me learn to say and put myself first.
Yeah. Was he tough? Was he like...
Yeah, hell yeah. Bro, tough. He's like, even with our still situation, you heard, I'm like, I don't downplay him. I don't do none of that, you heard?
Yeah.
I give flowers. He's tough, bro. He's like that.
Where's he at now?
He's right now concentrating. He's doing time for another case.
Yeah. Gotcha. And nobody knows about this?
A lot of people know about it.
How do they conduct themselves with him?
You got certain people that just throw shit on the rug. Like I said, like, this really my first time really, this is that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. You know, being that it is your first time, you know, I kind of want to read the conversations he had and the conversations you had.
Right.
So I'm going to read the sentence and minutes of Brazo's. Now, let me just ask this. There's gangs in all neighborhoods or whatever the case may be. Is there ever, when people start getting these allegations on them, how is it handled? Is it handled with paperwork, or is it handled is it not?
So, like in the state?
Nah, not even talking in jails. I mean, in the streets, in the neighborhood. Like, do people actually say, okay, because I think the first time I started seeing people concerned with paperwork really was Code 33. Before that, it's just, yo, he ratted. But I never seen nobody really pull out paperwork in the middle of the streets on somebody. Maybe Kuda brought his paperwork to Vlad TV, but I think that's even after Code 33.
I feel like originally and morally you're supposed to back the paperwork out if a person is jacking that they telling us something.
But that hardly ever happens though, right?
Yeah, because it'd be like word of mouth. Like, if I'm influenced, just like in our situation, both of us influenced, you heard? Influential, you heard? So it's like, people would just jack whatever he say.
Because it's him.
Because it's him.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I don't really jack that, even including me. Yeah. If I'm saying like, yo, bro, this person is a rat and I ain't got nothing to produce it, and whoever I'm saying is like, yo, mister, where that's X, Y, and Z at? Or just ask, I feel like people should be more open and be like, yo, let me see that work.
I think it's uncomfortable for a lot of people to ask for that. Because it's not, right? But I think it's similar to asking, it's just asking somebody that might make the person asking feel like, I don't want them to think I don't believe them. Like, I feel like the average person is a coward.
I feel like, I agree.
Word, you feel me? Like, that's a tough thing to ask somebody, bro.
I agree, but I feel like
if you tell me, you my man, and you tell me I ain't rat, and I be like, let me see your paperwork.
Jacking him. I'm jacking that.
You might, but the average person not. What you mean? You don't believe me? Think about it. If you say, I ain't rat, and somebody say, yo, bro, let me see your paperwork. You come from a place where that is understandable. That's law. But the average person is gonna take, like, they're gonna take it like, what you mean? You don't believe me? You don't trust me? No, I don't trust you.
I'll be honest on a situation, for example, right? The situation that's at hand that's going on right now, like the Choo Whoopty situation, right? Choo Whoopty is my little man. That's bro. You heard?
Oh, no. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna use that for another, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I just wanted to show the break it down. I just wanted to break it down, like
why it's important.
Why, right? So it's like, when I first spoke to him and I first saw what I saw and I read.
Choo Whoopty, we talking about here.
Right?
Yes.
I immediately called him, like, yo, bro, what's this for me? Before Code 33 posted whatever, I called him, yo, bro, what's going on? He automatically get defensive. There's no reason to get, like...
You see what I'm saying? That's the average person.
What I'm saying is this, right? What I'm saying is this. Okay, cool. You can get defensive, all that, right? But I respect the person that's asking me up front. Not no that's gonna sit here, backbite me or whatever.
I agree.
That's gonna come here like, yo, mister, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why I'm hearing this, that, and third?
But I think, yo, it's crazy what I'm about to say. Because when I talk to my family, that's how I am. I cannot stand when people say things behind my back. That's why I always be like, I'd rather say things to people's face. There's less of you than, there's less people who want you to come at them directly on this planet, and there's more of the people who rather talk behind your back. That's not, like, probably 90% of the world, they not saying things to your face. They gonna see Mr. Yo, what's good? You walk away, yo, I can't stand him, bro. I heard he this, I heard he that. But I appreciate your way because I know that at least you're genuine. If it's a problem, I know it's a problem. Right. If it's not a problem, I know we good. But other people, like, even think about backdoor, the term backdoor. That's actually a coward term. It's a coward term. You telling me you gotta backdoor me because you can't do it in my, you can't do it with me. You can't. So we are now in our hoods, our culture is adapting to coward behavior because we just becoming worse. But I agree with your way. I agree that it's better. But you speak to Choo Whoopty, how does that conversation go? He's defensive, then what happens?
So it's like I said, I done been to the feds, I done been to the state, so I done saw wild different scenarios. And I also wanted to let everybody know, like, I'm just a person that, like, I'm not picking and choosing, bro. You heard? Yeah. Like, I don't put it past nobody, so I don't care if I knew you from Sandbox and I know your grim of a middle name and shit like that. It doesn't matter, you heard?
Yeah.
Once it's a situation like this, I'm doing my due diligence and trying to see what's going on. So after I done hit him up, whatever, he got defensive, whatever he talking about, like, yo, since when you believe in police? Words. I got it. Like, look, when R.I.P. Senio Blue, when Senio Blue passed away, I think he told the police, like, fuck you, suck my dick or something like that, and he passed away shortly right after that, right? When they reported his last words was, fuck you, suck my dick, glorified him and jacked him for going out like a real jacked what police said, right?
Yeah.
And in this situation, bro been assaulted, and the police went to grand jury and testified that he told them what actually happened. You heard? Yeah. He's saying his defense is, since when believe police? The cop is lying. My perspective is, I don't, my opinion, right? But this is just what I'm saying. I don't just see an officer just, bro, that's a assault, bro. It's not a murder. That's not no other shit. Because if police was freely doing shit like that, how many people you think would be locked up for serious crimes, you heard?
Yeah. I get that. I see both sides.
I'm just not,
because police do lie.
they do lie. I'm not saying that they don't lie.
Yeah.
Right? But what I'm saying is, I just don't feel in a situation like that the officer just gonna go up there and just say that he told him something like that on the stand when he ain't do that, bro. You heard? Like, that's big, bro. That's not no small itty bitty. Yeah. That's a big situation. Like, the case to Whoopty now, like, I look like this. The that stabbed to Whoopty, he could get a reversal just because of that right there. Yeah. And if to Whoopty jacking that, write that man an affidavit saying that he didn't do what he did. Write him an affidavit. That's a situation that me and Brazo had too.
Let me ask this. If he did write the affidavit that he didn't say that, he didn't do those things, could his name be cleared up? Because I believe, I don't know if it was this week or last week, his name has been getting smeared through the mud.
I'm going to be real. I haven't went on social and spoke about that situation. You feel me? Like I said, I try to keep it direct with me and son. But would it be clear? Like I said, it all real truly depends on what and how that situation play out. Like, if, like, depending on if that cop got some type of audio, whatever that cop might have of him that can prove that this man told him this, you heard? Yeah. I just don't see that the cop just going up there saying that he told him this, that, and third. I done saw police do 1,001 crooked shit, you heard? Yeah. That's something I didn't
never seen that.
I'm seeing a lot of people put their impulse on police doing this, that, and third. I done see all of them do that in jail, like, on some jail, but I never saw that on some court, like, where a police done, oh, this person right here told me he committed this body. You know how much time they could be doing shit like that, bro? They could do that to anybody, bro. Yeah. Yeah, damn. I done saw them, like, wrongfully arrest motherfuckers, yeah. And lie and say that they had something on them. But to go on a grand jury stand and say that this person told me that the person in this color jacket did this to me, it was like... Yeah. So...
Damn. So... Now, bringing it back to your situation, here comes the sentencing minutes. So, it starts with Mr. Shaq. I believe that's his name. That's the DA.
Yeah, that's the DA.
Right? Mr. Washington, that would be Brazo. This is page 7. I'm starting it at line 4. Mr. Shaq. Mr. Washington, if there's anything that you don't understand, just ask your attorney and I will rephrase the question. Line 8, the other individuals that you were acting in concert with, were they say your name, and then they say Karan, that is Mr. First, and then K. Second. Were you acting, line 12, page 7, were you acting in concert with those individuals charging this indictment? The defendant, which would be Brazo, line 14. Yes. I guess that's where you have your issue with. I'm going to keep on reading, but Mr. Shaq, have you discussed with your attorney what exculpatory evidence is and what exculpatory information is? Line 18, the defendant, Brazo again? Yes. 19, line 19. Mr. Shaq, are you aware of any exculpatory information, or are you in possession or aware of any exculpatory evidence with respect to your co-defendants? They name you again, Mr. and K. The defendant, no. I guess your issue is line 12, page 7. Were you acting in concert with these individuals charged in this indictment? And the line above that, 10 and 11, they listed you and K. And the defendant, Brazo's response to were you acting in concert with those two gentlemen, he said yes. That's where you have an issue with, right? Mm-hmm. Got you. So how was he supposed to... Now, you're saying because of this would indicate him taking his plea, saying that, yes, I was in fact acting in concert with Mr. and K. He was supposed to say no. He was supposed to, because he's taking a plea deal, he was supposed to say, Matter of fact, I'll let you say. What was he supposed to say? How was he supposed to handle that?
So when we was fighting our situation, right, and we was arguing. Like I said, we was beefing. He had some internal situation going on at this time, whatever. He just got rearrested for attempt. He just got rearrested for attempt. So he was already on bail for the case that we caught. Yeah. So when he came back, when he got locked up, he probably got locked up like a few days right before we had court. Yeah. Mind you, it's been probably like a year that we've been going to court, and I haven't been seeing nobody. The last offer that I was offered was 8 years, you heard? For that gun? For that gun that we was fighting. Gotcha. That was the last offer that I've been, for me. So when he got locked up, we was beefing over, for me, on the gate, at court, whatever, and Free my son Baller, he was talking to Baller and was telling Baller like, yo, he just took the charge. He ain't got nothing to talk to me about, whatever, he just took the charge. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, if you just took the charge, what, I'm going home? He like, yeah, like, for me, you going home. Yeah, I just took the charge, you ain't got nothing to say to me. This is Brazo saying this to you. This is Brazo telling me this. Yeah, I took the charge. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Right. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm fake hype in the pen. So yeah, I'm on some like, I'm about to go home. I've been sitting up probably for like 18 months, probably close to 2 years. Yeah. I've been sitting up fighting this gun case, you feel me? So I'm like, oh, I'm going home back. You took the charge? Yeah. Matter of fact, how much time you took? So he like, now this is how it got escalated, because he started like, Mr. Stop acting like, I don't know that they was offering you 2 years. You could have took the 2 years. He's saying you was getting offered 2 years. Yeah, so I'm like, I wasn't getting offered 2 years. If I was getting offered 2 years, I fuck around and took it and got time served. You heard? Like, what? The last offer, mind you, I haven't been seeing nobody. You heard, bro? Yeah. So I'm like, what? He like, yeah. He like, but don't worry about that. I took the charge. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm talking to an older dude that's from the east at this time in the pen with me. Yeah. Because I was with him in Brooklyn House. Yeah. He used to help me with my legal work. Like, this is that. The legal work that I did have, he then probably read over that shit probably 3 to 4 times for me trying to help me. So, me and him chopping it, and something tell me like, yo, I asked Brazo if he implicated me. So I'm like, yo, Brazo, like, yo, you ain't implicate me, right? He like, what? What you mean? I've been doing this job longer than you. You hear me? I know better. So I'm like, I'm green. Like, for me, I should be going home. Yeah. Bro, I'm seeing this bus leave going back to the island, that bus leave going back to the island. And then they come open up my cage, they call cards, they call my name. I'm tight because now I know I'm going back to the island. I ain't see the judge, I ain't see nothing. I'm not thinking nothing of it, bro. You feel me? But how I found out that I was implicated was when we started our pre-trial hearings. Yeah. And the police testified, our arresting officer testified. If you don't mind, at this point, is he doing his 2 years? At this point, he's just going back and forth fighting his other case. Okay, but he's telling you that you good. You have nothing to worry about. Yeah, basically he's telling me like I should be going home. He took the charge. You feel me? But when they start pre-trial, are you kind of like, yo? By the time I start pre-trial, I realized that he didn't take the charge. Yeah. But I don't have no facts. Like, he's already going around telling people I told on him. Oh. You feel me? So it's like, I don't have nothing. Like, I'm not no fake to be like, all right, he's saying I told on him, so I'm going to say that he told on me. Yes. So, in between all that, and something dragging that I told on him, I just got to, for me, only thing that how I can prove myself is me going to trial. Yeah. For me, because if you saying I told on you, we got to figure something out. You heard? Like, that's the only thing I can do. That's the only thing. Now, when you go to trial, like,
So people might not know you going to trial is what gives you the opportunity to get all your discovery.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And if you took a plea deal, you wouldn't have all this information.
Yeah, if I'd have took a plea deal like before my pre-trial hearings and all that, I'd have never had none of this.
You start going. At what point do you realize all of this was done behind your back?
I realized all that right there was the day that I actually read this. So it was like, what happened? This was the day that we were supposed to be picking our jurors. No, I'm not. Yeah, this is the day that we were supposed to be picking our jurors. And I'm in the courtroom. I'm sitting next to my colleague. This is Dot. I'm sitting right here. Dot sitting right here. My lawyer right here. Dot lawyer right here.
Yeah.
So the judge is talking. Mind you, I'm on fake crazy time at this time. Like, when I mean fake crazy time, like I'm on, like, at this time, I was jacking some called ISIS game. Like, if you was on an island and you was catching multiple shots, you feel me? You was jacking ISIS. You feel me? So I'm on fake crazy time. I got my, my kufi on, and I'm already was fed up with my lawyer. Feel me? So I'm thinking about ways of violating my lawyer. You heard? Because it's like I've been writing him wild times, calling him wild times, trying to get some type of legal work.
Yeah.
I don't have none. Only thing I have is my discovery and my indictment.
Was this a paid lawyer, public defender?
This is a public defender.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
At the time I'm sitting right here to die, I'm really happy to be next to my bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
He in the town, I'm in jail. So this right here is like a moment like me just being right here. But reality is that I don't have no paperwork in front of me. And every time I look over here, that lawyer is showing him his paperwork through the iPad. Oh. And I'm seeing wild pages. Like, he just keep going like this and I'm seeing pages. So I'm looking at him, I'm looking at that, and then I keep looking at my lawyer. Now, my lawyer had a stack probably like this big in front of him. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at that lawyer, keep going through that shit. I'm not even paying attention to what the judge saying. But son tell me to just get on my bullshit. So when I get on I lean up for me and I just grab my lawyer paperwork. Boom. When I grab it and I see my name. So now that I see my name, it makes me extra like I see if I'd have grabbed the paper and it was probably other people's names and shit like that, I'd probably be in the wrong. But once I grabbed the paperwork and I saw my name on it, I was only right. I'm taking it. Feel me? Like, it's mine. So my lawyer is trying to reach for the paperwork. And I'm like, bro, like, let me see this. I don't got no paperwork. Let me see this. So the judge telling us, shh, you feel me? You gotta be quiet, whatever. So we feel be quiet. So he like, yo, my lawyer's telling me like, yo, it's stables and shit like that. I will take the stables out and give it to you. Right? That's nothing. I don't care about that. I just need my, feel me? So as I got the paperwork, I'm going through the papers. I stumped. The first thing that catch my eyes was the paper where it says the witness list.
Yeah.
When I first...
Should I read it out?
Yeah, you can read it.
Alright. So, the witness list shows who is to be called, witness to be called, or names likely to be mentioned during trial. So there's a list of people. I'm not going to read all through the list of people, but the first part is people from 73rd Precinct. You got the fire department. You got the New York Police Department, the lab, firearms analysis, emergency service unit, EMS. Not EMS, my bad. Emergency service unit. Detective squad. As we scroll to the back, these are not people who are part of New York Police Department or the fire department or the forensic. These are civilian names I come across.
I just want to ask you a question while you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Do you see K-Dot name?
No.
Do you see my name?
No.
Do you see my other co-defendant name?
I see Brazo's name. He's one of the witnesses. One of the witnesses that were to be called or names likely to be mentioned during trial. To be fair, not saying...
Right.
I'm going to say this. It's to be called or names likely to be mentioned during trial. The likely to be mentioned during trial, could that be this man said he was acting in concert with boo, 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 so this is why his name is on the list. Could it be that, or do you, in your heart, believe that this man was going to be a witness and speak against you?
All I can say is this, right? I didn't do nothing for anybody to speak against me.
Yeah.
Realistically, right? So I feel like his name probably could have been there on some names likely to be mentioned, right?
Yeah.
But if that was the case, K-Dot name should be there. My name should be there.
That's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're right.
You feel me? So it's like,
yeah,
our names likely to be mentioned in this.
Yeah,
this
we're all in this together. Yeah. Man.
Now that you said something about, oh, it's probably up there because he, for me, in his sentencing, he incriminated us, like, oh, he acted in a concert with us. So that right there, is that working in our favor or against us? That's working against us.
Yeah.
That's why they say you don't implicate your co-defendants.
Gotcha. Wow. Now, there's other girls up here. I see a Michelle Holmes. Can I read the other names? Yeah. I see Michelle Holmes. I see a Steve White. Who, you know that person? Okay. I see a Talasia Mercer, Shakira White, Vanessa Alibi. Now, to my understanding, this was a situation occurred where there was girls in an altercation first, right? Mm-hmm. Could I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, there was girls in an altercation first, and then y'all confronted the situation. Did you know these girls at any point?
I'ma be blunt. None of the females that you mentioned is any females that I per se chill around.
Yeah.
Or like, I didn't even find out that what we was being locked up for stemmed over females. Like,
damn.
I just know that you my brother, you call me, I'm coming into this issue. I'm not asking you what, why, how. You get what I'm trying to say? You my brother, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Feel me? It transpired. How I find out that it's over females fighting is when I get my discovery, bro.
Damn.
I don't know it's about females fighting and playing Captain Sabo. I don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So,
if you know, because you say that, I ask this, and this might, if a friend of yours call you, right? I know he might be like, yo, come out, I gotta, Most of us feel like, I can't be sitting here asking him why, or bro, want me to come outside, I gotta come outside, right? After going through this situation, would you now ask why, or would you still handle it the same way you did back in 2015 when Brazo asked you to come outside?
I'm gonna be real, bro. No, not even call my phone. Like, I'm not like that, but it's like me experiencing that situation with bro. Like I said, it don't get no closer to him. If he can do that to me, I don't even think past other niggas. You feel me? So it's like,
damn, man. So now let me read. We went through his sentencing minutes. Let's read yours, because his thing is you told on him. You saying no. In fact, he told on you. We read where he said, again, in his sentencing minutes, page 7, the other individuals that you were acting in concert with, were they? He names Mista and K-Dot, and on line 14, Brazo says yes. All right, so I am going to take a moment to read your sentencing minutes, but I do want to say this too. Now, in the feds, I know you said, matter of fact, in the feds, how do they handle this?
So, like I said, in my car, I was in a GD car, and we have like legal coordinators, meaning that we have bros that's very good at, reading the law and going through paperwork. So when I was going through the situation with Brazo, as I was in the state, but I was in communication with an older person I know from my hood, and he was in the feds. Yeah. So he basically told me like, yo, send your paperwork that you got to me, and I'm gonna have the brothers out in here. We'll look through it, and we're gonna get back, let you know what's what.
Yeah.
I do that immediately. He clears me. You ain't do. If you ain't do bad, whoever X, Y, and Z is, which is me, dude, did bad. Got it. He told, for me, he cleared my name in the streets. Yeah. This is why I'm still, if I was to did bad, I would not be jacking when I'm jacking right now.
Gotcha. So now, here's the thing, what I say. You know, I believe that the reason why a lot of people go off word of mouth is the real truth. Nobody want to accept it, is that people cannot read.
I agree.
They either can't read, can't comprehend, or like I've heard people say, yo, I don't like to read. Yo, listen, I'm one of those people that never liked to read. As I got older, I forced myself to read. Why? Because you gonna mess around and you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
You feel me? So you better pick up some books and read. But sometimes in those urban areas, a lot of people in the hood don't like to read. So they ain't never gonna pick up this and be like, yo, let me see if Mr. told or not. Nah, they just going, yo, you say he told, you say, all right, that's about it. Mm-hmm. But boom, let's get to your sentencing minutes. My apologies, this is not the sentencing minutes, this is the grand jury, so we're gonna read this right now. Herzl is one between Strauss and Amboy. All right, is that right? All right. But there's a street there, whatever it's called. So you were about a block. You were about 2 blocks away from the corner of Amboy and Blake. Is that right? Yes, sir. And you heard shots. You give a nonverbal response. And I guess he's now asking you the same question over and over, trying to trip you up or something. Mm-hmm. All right. You give the same nonverbal answer to the question he asked prior. Then he asked again, and isn't it a fact that Raw Washington got in touch with you about, and it says it, but he meant about an altercation on Amboy? You respond, no, sir. Isn't it true that as one of the leaders of Hood Starz, Folk Nation in the area, that you had access to a gun? No, sir. And isn't it a fact that you got in that car at Howard and Sutter and that you went down Amboy and that shots were fired out of that car that you were in? You respond, no, sir. Isn't it a fact that the gun that was used to fire was recovered right at your feet in the back seat of this vehicle in People's Exhibit 8 and 9? You respond, no, sir. And that after participating in a shooting, you saw there were a lot of people there. You saw that there were people running. Correct. You were only 2 blocks away. No, sir. You saw the people running? No, sir. You saw the people on the street as we was driving past. When you heard the shots, did you see the children running? No, sir. Did you see anybody running? No, sir. Was the street empty? Yes, sir. Was there another white Jeep with a missing front license plate and missing a front left hubcap that went by? Not that I know of, sir. So you don't know anything about the shooting? No, sir. You ever saw the gun? No, sir. But the gun was recovered in the car, right? Yes, sir. The car that you were in? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's, how did it come about that you knew you were going to be picked up by Raw Washington? What was your plan? How did you find out? Me and Karan, we called Raw, asked if he could drive us to the studio. He wanted to. Didn't have a permit or license. Karan said he had his permit, so he volunteered that he would let Karan drive and we could go to the studio. Alright, so do I keep reading the rest, or
you really read through the through the nitty gritty of person?
Yeah, I mean, it seems as if like yeah. you said no to, you didn't see the shooting, you didn't see the gun, you kind of said you was just driving by, never stopped. You heard shots, but y'all was doing your own thing. And I guess he's trying to get you to say that you were there, y'all stopped or whatever, he picked you up for a purpose and all that. How did they know that he picked you up and all that? Like, how did they know?
It was surveillance.
Gotcha.
So it was surveillance. Like, basically they saw when he left the altercation.
Yeah.
When he left the altercation and came to pick us up. Yeah, I think it was like a 15-minute or 25-minute time span from the actual incident to the actual incident.
Gotcha.
Like the females fighting to
y'all pulling up. Yeah. All right. So let me ask, K-Dot, where does he stand in all of this? Because he was the driver.
So
does he still talk to Brazo? Does he feel like Brazo ratted? Does he still talk to you? Does he feel like you told? Where does he stand?
Honest speaking, I don't know.
Come on, mister. You gotta know.
I know.
Ain't like, yo. Do you talk to K-Dot?
So me and K-Dot had an incident. Like, we talk now. Like, it's still, bro, I still got his number. You know, shout out to K-Dot. Okay. Around this time, we had an incident because I remember I was in jail and I was really, like, going through with the trial situation, and he was my co-D.
This situation?
Yeah, with this situation.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the bros don't be, like, they not legal smart.
Yeah.
You feel me? So a lot of, like, at this time, Dot didn't know what an affidavit was.
Yeah.
So I basically hit Dot up and like, yo, bro, I need you to write an affidavit. I also was writing Brazo, even though we was going through what we was going through, I also wrote him a letter like, bro, can you write me an affidavit basically explaining, like, where I was seated at in the car?
Yeah.
Because in all reality, we all would have beat the case if we all would have went to trial. Because police was so much on my that they was trying to basically put the whole situation on me.
Yeah.
So in our case, it was like, oh, I was the shooter. I was sitting in the backseat of the car, and this, that, and third. I had everything ready. I was ready for them. I had the outfit that I got locked up in. I had a long sleeve G-Star shirt. You feel me? So like what I was doing is I was about to give them my outfit. Like if I was the shooter, the ballistics would be on my clothes.
Yeah.
You feel me?
With gunpowder and things like that?
Yeah, gunpowder and stuff like that. That was 1, 2. I basically hit Dot up and told Dot, like, yo, can you write me an affidavit? Basically, like, look, you ain't got to mention nothing about Brazo. Just state where I was seated at in the V.
Yeah.
He thought, or he took it as if I was trying to tell him to basically do the bad. But in all reality, I'm basically just letting you know, like, yo, bro, I need you to write an affidavit, just basically staying where I was seated at.
Yeah.
Police is charging me with seating in the back seat. I just need you to confirm. He turned it, like, for me, like, oh, he felt that I was trying to get him to basically write a statement on bro.
On Brazo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the mix of all that, I could actually say I was wrong. For me, going through wild emotions, I faked through the Frank at him while I was in jail.
Yeah.
For me, because, like, the only way how I could really get out this situation is if be on some real timing, yo, ooh.
Yeah.
For me. So he took it like that. So I'm like, you know what? Suck my like, this is just what it is. Ooh, we had our little words. Like, but today, past, I done saw him after that. We still cool. Like, feel me?
Yeah. The reason why
he done made songs too where he was like, oh, Mr. Ain't Tell, like, he done
okay, so
that,
he believes you didn't tell.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what is his views on Brazo? And don't say you gotta ask him.
You have to ask him because
I knew he was gonna say that.
He's still in communication with son. Not saying that he don't supposed to be in communication, like,
yeah.
But it's still for me. So it's like, I don't know. I just know if you have been in jail, or experienced being in jail, I just want y'all to comment. Leave in the comment section if a Ipecaine, is that telling or is that not telling?
Yeah.
Because we all know what that is, bro.
Yeah. Damn. At this point in time, when was the last time you spoke to Brazo?
You know the crazy part is, cause me and Brown, we did like a live, probably like a month ago.
Yeah.
Let's time out. Free now. Free Brazo.
Okay.
Right? Free Brazo. This shit ain't nothing personal, bro. This shit is just educational reasons, educational purposes. You feel me? But he called me. He called me like a month ago.
Yeah.
And we was basically not arguing but speaking on this.
Okay.
Where it was like it's almost like a debate going back and forth.
But what is there to debate if there's paperwork? With all due respect. Yeah.
Men lie, women lie, black and white don't, bro. So
well, I was asked this. When obviously you had to read him that line where it says, I acted in concert with such and such. To that, what did he respond?
he was just going around that. I can't sit here and say it was on some like he did.
Yeah.
That's the situation. Was like, yo, Dot, yo, Mister, yo, get from under the car. We caught, bro.
So to you, right? To you, is that grounds for never, like, you're a rat? Or is that dry snitching, he made a mistake? Like, realistically speaking.
I feel like knew what they was doing. I just feel like from the argument that we had when we was in the pen and I asked him like, bro, did you implicate me? Like, and he done like fake. What? I've been doing this job for. You know, I know not to do that. So you are aware, you knew.
Oh yeah, that's true. Damn.
You feel me?
Because it's kind of like, so you know this,
right?
So then it can't be a mistake. Because you know this,
right?
Yikes. Does he admit to that conversation? Because he might just mess around and say, I never had that conversation with you because it's not on paper.
I just feel like, bro,
no, but did you ask, with that conversation, did you ever say, yo, bro, you said blah, blah, blah? I
can't really sit here and recall, but bro, we grown, bro. You know what they doing, bro? You've been doing this longer than me, right? I'm saying, like, from my robbery situation, I wasn't the only one on that robbery. Yeah. What I didn't know, like, I didn't know what Bmak was, but I just knew it ain't sound right. When I was going to get sentenced to my 3 years or 3.5 years for my robbery, and they said, did you act in concert with X, Y, and Z? It didn't sound right to me. Yeah. I automatically whispered to my lawyer, woo. My lawyer wasn't jacking. My lawyer was trying to tell me that I had to do that. Yeah. I wasn't jacking that. I spoke for the record. Yeah. Listen, Your Honor, I take full responsibility for my actions. I'm not trying to cause nobody no harm, none of that. I take responsibility for my actions. Yeah. And that's what that was. So he got 2 years for that. I got 5 years for that, bro. Yeah. We both got around about the same criminal record. So like I said, I'm not saying he got less years for anything or I got more time for anything. I'm just saying, realistically, he implicated me, which reason why I had to do time. Gotcha. If he'd have took the charge, I probably done went home. Damn. And so 90, right? This how your message to the kids: watch who y'all trust, right? Because in this same scenario, bro, while we was in the bookings, told me that he was trying to kick the hammer underneath my chair, bro. What did you say to that? What did I say to that? We was in 2 different pens when he said this. So when he said this to me, I'm like, what? Like, I'm on parole at this time. Yeah. I'm a face card. Police is on me, bro. So for me, like, what you mean you try to kick this underneath my chair, gang? Like, he probably gonna say, listen, Brazo, if you hear this, I'm not picking sides, because that's the one thing everybody like to say. I'm picking sides, but I'm hearing Mr. out. But I can't see him admitting that. Like, I can't see him saying, yeah, I said that. He probably gonna say, I never said that. He gonna, like, one thing, I just feel like, look, all this right here, right? Yeah. My honorable You heard? He's a stand-up person. He ain't gonna deny that.
Yeah, but what was his reason to kick the gun under your chair?
Let's just say to hide it. I'm gonna say to hide it. I don't know, bro. I just feel like situations like that is just a little weird and awkward, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
so the situation happens and they catch y'all before y'all even make it home.
For that, we got locked up in the V.
Damn. So it happens, boom.
It happens.
Y'all
like
probably got a block away.
2 blocks is that. 2 blocks on the left.
How did they? How?
Because they already was responding to the altercation.
Gotcha. Okay. Damn. And then there's cops always all around there.
Yeah. Like, see, that whole case was a fuck up case, bro. Like I feel like I could have beat it, but I probably would have blew to the gun because my DNA was on the gun.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Like I told you before, like when the officer testified for our pre-trial hearing, he said that he moved the gun from in between the back seat, like the back seat area of the floor, and placed the gun on top of the seat, the back seat, as he waited for ESU to come. He then said he proceeded to search the trunk area of the car where he found the shoebox at, and he done put the gun inside the shoebox and then transferred the gun that's in the shoebox to the police station.
Understood. That's your DNA. That's how the DNA.
Yeah, my sneaker, like a few days before that, I forgot what Jordans that just dropped, but I bought the Jordans that day, and I kicked off the sneakers that I had with my old socks. Yeah. I bought those Jordans and a pair of socks and threw those on right then and there. Left the shoebox in the car ever since.
Gotcha.
So when police came and when we got locked up and all that, when the police put the gun and did all that, they basically tampered with evidence. So okay. I feel like I had a strong fight. The only thing that they had that I knew was possibility of me blowing trial was my DNA being on it. And to be real true, the judge himself told my moms that if I blow trial, they was going to give me every day of the 15 years.
Damn.
Or like my mom, she was going through some health situation at that time.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I wasn't even looking forward for my moms to even come to court for me.
Yeah.
But my moms came to court. Like the day that we supposed to pick our jurors.
Yeah.
The judge, like basically like made everybody go on lunch, whatever, so I could get time to speak to my moms and
okay.
And then when I was speaking to my mom was like, listen, the judge and them already made up their mind. They said they're going to give you every day to 15 years. They saying take this 5 years, whatever they're going to give you. So I'm like, 5 years? I'm like, man, they're not offering me 5 years. They offering me 8 years. They're like, listen, they just told me 5 years. I was doing the calculation in my head. I'm like, yo, 5 years. I got like 2.5 in at this time. If I go up there, I got to do 18 months, whatever. So I was thinking about it, but then again, I'm also like, well, I got him. This is the most I ever, like, usually I'm always locked up for some shit that I did.
Yeah.
I'm actually locked up for some shit I didn't do. You feel me? So I felt like I got them. Like, this is that. Anybody that's in the streets, not saying they pray for that, but being in a situation where you 90%, 100% innocent, it's like, yeah, I got them. This is a lawsuit. Every day I'm here is that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I'm thinking. You feel me? So when they put me in the back, like, yo, my lawyer was like, yo, did you get a chance to speak to your mom? I'm like, yeah. I said, listen, the DA, they got 5.5 for you. I'm like, 5.5? I just told my mom it was 5 years. Because I took about 5.5.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm ready to do it to my lawyer because I told you, you've been keeping the paperwork and all that shit from me. I already took it from him and shit like that. So I'm already been talking to him crazy. I've been trying to get him to reach out there because I wanted to do something to him. So I just kept like,
what was you gonna do to the lawyer?
I ain't gonna lie, like, God forbid, if I'd have went to trial and I'd have blew, I think I probably have caught some more time because I probably have shot my lawyer, bro. Yeah. Like, I'd have did something to him. Like, that's how I was feeling. I was really in a dark place at that time. Like, you feel me? I'm thankful that I grew out of that. But yeah, when he was trying to tell me 5.5, I'm like, yo, I had 5.5. My mom just told me 5 years. Yeah, no, yeah. I really want 4 years. You feel me? Like, I really want 4 years. Yeah. Whatever. So He like, listen, I'm gonna go speak to the DA, whatever. For me, he goes spin back. The nigga came back. The nigga had me mad when he came back, cause he came back. He like, yo, listen, consider today your second birthday. They got 5 years for you. I'm like, what? Suck my dick. I start wilding him up. That's my. You talking about consider today is my second birthday? Cause you talk. Oh, you feel me? Whatever. Yeah. I come out there. That's when I takes the 5 years.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
yeah. It's crazy because you come off so calm and chill. So when I think about you in those moments, I'm like, yo, that's crazy, son. Like, people really have switches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be cool, but if my back is against the wall, it's a different Mista. You know what I'm saying? I know we've been here for so long, I ain't gonna hold you. I could run my mouth all night, you feel me? So I gotta tell myself I gotta wrap things up. But before we go, let's talk STNG. Save the Next Generation. I know when you did the interview with Nino, we didn't really, I didn't want to put the name out there. You didn't want to put the name out there, but you have since put the name out there. Who came up with the name? How did y'all come up with the name? And then let's talk about the video of you, Nino, and K.I. all getting together. I think that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's start with the name. How did that come up?
STNG, Save the Next Generation. It came about, honestly, I think somebody, how it came about, I forgot how it came about, but we all three put our minds and our ideas together and we formed STNG. About the video, that was just a regular day, bro. We just turned a regular day somewhere. Me and K.I., we went to go get a bike that day. And
you know they friends. When somebody say I went to go get a bike with somebody, they real friends, man.
We went to go get a bike, so we just started canvassing the hood. He took me to the 10 with him. That's legendary, I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, word.
That was legendary, bro. Him bringing me to the 10, I never thought or even visioned me even foot on laying over there on some chilling. Like I was there briefly, but I felt like I was there for hours. You heard?
Of course.
Brought him to Garvey. Brought him to the Ave and shit. We just did a lot, bro.
Yeah. Now
he brought us to Van Dyke Center, like in there. For me, it was just a lot, bro.
I think it was beautiful to see that online, that y'all was like linking up and everything. But I also think it's beautiful to see. I can see it for myself.
Yeah. Come on.
Save the Next Generation.
Save the Next Generation, man.
Stop playing like that.
Yeah, we got them in the building. There's no security here.
None of that.
You feel me?
Nah, I ain't trying to take over bro interview though. I know I'm here. I'm like, I know I'm here.
The support system is real. Like,
word. Nah, it's beautiful to see that. I was saying that off camera, so I have to say it on camera. I think what y'all doing is so amazing, and I look at the mistakes I made, and I wasn't even in gang culture or street life, but I wish there was cool people in my neighborhood who was taking the positive route, because maybe we would have did that too. So y'all are heroes in y'all own right. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's watching y'all, so I gotta give my flowers to all of y'all. You, K.I., Nino, and whoever's pushing this forward and being great with it. I gotta give y'all flowers.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, like this STNG, I ain't gonna lie, our support system and the people that's behind us is big, bro. I salute Bevo, I salute Unique, Matilda, I salute everybody that's a part of the team, you know, that's helping us push and keep us, for me, keeping us focused, you heard? Like,
what's next for Mr. I know there's other things we could talk about, but again, I held you here for so long, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to pull up on y'all and we get some more stuff working. But what's next for Mista? What's next for Nino, KI? What's next for STNG, man?
Well, we looking forward to, STNG podcast coming with KI and Brown. Might have me as a guest here and there.
Yeah.
We got unreleased music about to drop with my man KI, Brown.
Yeah.
A bunch of
Don't give them all the sauce, man.
Man, Mista.
Yeah.
This one of them ones, man.
This one of those ones that I ain't gonna lie. They got us banned from Garvey right now, bro.
Yeah. I peeped that.
Banned from Garvey right now.
I peeped that. We gonna make it happen. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna take that ban off.
Nah, only person that could take the ban off, Free Bmak.
Absolutely.
Free Bmak. He said we was banned from Garvey until we did this. You heard? So.
Got you. You know what's crazy? I was banned from Garvey before, and he lifted the ban.
Okay.
We got cool. I got banned again, but we're gonna put this out. Make sure we do it right, and we're gonna lift that ban one more time, man.
All right, bet.
Free Bmak.
Free Bmak. Free the guys, man.
Word up. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mista, KI pulling up. Nino, you ain't pull up, man. You gonna get a DP for that. But nah, I'm playing. Nah, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate what y'all doing again. Mista, it's always a pleasure. Every time we talk, it's always great. Hopefully it's not the last time, man. There'll be many more conversations. Until next time, my brother.
All right, my boy. Sean safe.